This is so good. So good. So let me preface this. Oh man, I'm just fucking so happy. So let me just do some sharing real quick, and then I'll come back, and we'll talk all about it, and we'll have YouTube sex. That's what we're gonna do this morning. YouTube sex. Oh, I am so fucking happy. I can't even tell you. It's early on Saturday morning. You know what Thaddeus? Oh, Thaddeus is awake. What? Maybe he was just going to sleep. Thaddeus shouldn't be up this early. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. To do that. Let's see here. Let's go. Nobody else. Let's see. What's up, Dudenheimer? How you doing? Sleep good?
Good. I'm doing good.
You doing good? Here you go, man. Do you want that? Well, you're gonna want to drink, so take this with you. Okay, but take it with you into your room because you're not gonna want to come back out to get a drink, right?
No.
Dude, take the drink in your room. You drink all day. You drunk? You drinking drunk? Huh? Oh, it's not late enough. 8:37. Because you're used to getting up for school.
Sure.
I didn't do nothing.
Made me used to getting to school.
That's what I gotta do, man. All right, so I'm really proud of this, right? Because so I'm going through. I get a notification today, like I always do, that my Gmail is almost full. And to think about, like, how many songs must somebody have for their Gmail to already to be almost full? But that's what a lot of it is the Gmail. And so I'm going through the clear stuff up section. And I notice that there is an email from me to Mark Devlin. You guys know who Mark Devlin is, I'm sure. If you're in the conspiracy world, you're aware of Mark Devlin. Hannah, what's happening, Hannah? Hannah Hart. But, Mark Devlin he was one of those guys. I don't even know what he does anymore. I'm sure he's still doing his thing, but I haven't heard anything from him or seen anything from him in a long time, so I don't know. But he's just another one of those guys who, puts up a good front, but he's really a douchebag. He acts like he's one for all for one, but you're like, all right, cool, man. Hey, I shared a bunch of your shit. You mind sharing something of mine? And he'd be like, no, I can't do that. And so I had sent him this song, Israel. And this was in January of 2017, I believe. So it just goes to show you that we've been talking about this for a lot longer than you might realize. But the song was originally made in 2000, maybe it was later, maybe it was 2016, it's 2016 or 17. That's how long I've been trying to get you to focus on Israel. And we had a video for it on Facebook. We had it on the website. And then one day, it was all gone. And not only was it just gone from Facebook, it was gone from the website. And not only was it gone from the website, it was gone from the hard drive. Charles didn't even have it on his hard drive, right? And it was like, what the fuck is, we were lost, and Charles couldn't find it anywhere, and it was just, I couldn't find it. I'd searched emails several times looking for it, couldn't find it. Well, you do. That's why you're here begging for attention, remember? And I, like, picking your favorite song is like picking your favorite kid, right? It's like, I love all of our songs. And not having this one song really was something that bothered me for a long time. Like, this is my art. This is my extension of myself. I wanted this to be, I want it to exist. That's why I made it, because I wanted it to exist. And it was just sort of like, Charles thought maybe he has it in the, in his shit. Yeah, what's up, Cracker? Isn't that your name, Cracker? Isn't that what you're at? Little Dick Cracker. That's who you want me to shout out, right? Little Dicky Cracker. What's up, Little Dick Cracker? What's going on, man? How are you, Little Dick Cracker? That's who you're talking about, right? You want me to give a shout out to you, the Little Dick Cracker? Hope it worked out for you. The funniest thing is, this is the person that's going to really like the song the most. Good old J-Ski. Because he's obviously a friar. And, this is a song about friars. It's called Israel. It was made back in 2017, and it was just found again.
Stop being taught and educate yourself.
Yeah, Protestant here, oh boy.
Let's not mince words. I'm anti-Jew. Semitic refers to all of those who stand to be screwed by Israel's hand. Land that is viewed as part of a plan, penned by a band always on the run. But when you overstand, you see more than one. Our vision begun in our image, not his. So let's have some fun and ask who our is. Their book plainly gives a set of instructions, and as history lives, so do the reductions. So many dumb sins, what we deem inconvenient, are placed in the oven, then burned in agreement. But what's learned through appeasement is that truth can be skewed. Who the fool calls a heathen, the rest of us will say, dude, go get some brain food, then take a long nap. You'll see Hitler was used to bait their best trap. Fuck you, Israel. Fuck you, Netanyahu. Fuck all of your miserable craziness will stop you. Fuck you from the top view and fuck you from behind. Fuck all of that chosen bullshit. They fuck you every time. How does anyone accept the premise that someone is born above them? Just because some silly sentence they wrote puts them in front them? The layers in the onion cry when sold a story, supported by no one in a position of authority. Just like the holy glory, the facts are what disprove their boring lives of poor me and claims of such abuse. The historical
Sorry, I'm not a pedophile, so I don't subscribe to the religions, especially not Catholicism.
And what that provides collides with the myth. About 3 million Jew lives were alive in the mix. They just didn't exist. 10 million plus strong. In Europe, the list just wasn't that long. And if all of that's wrong, what else could be? How many belong to the conspiracy? It's become clear to me, so I'm sharing with you. It's unfair to think I'm not allowed to say Jew.
It is pretty unfair, isn't it? I gotta hear this in the car.
Fuck you, Israel. Fuck you, Netanyahu. Fuck all of your miserable craziness will stop you. Fuck you from the top view and fuck you from behind. Fuck all of that chosen bullshit. They fuck you every time. The National Socialist Parties focus their focus, and how came the Nazis? Hoping the hardy boys would obey. They rewrote the starting, bedazzled the play. The camel's dismay is the least of concerns. The burgers get made and the beast never learn. The reason we earn a check-to-check life, it keeps us in turn. Accepting the strife is part of the knife. The double-edged sword that comes when you wipe with sandpaper, sure. Down to the core, you'll probably be clean, but in the end you'll be sore you believe such a thing. Their Bolshevik dream seems a reality, and your bullshit screams mean you must be mad at me. But I ask you quite passionately, who has the control when United States taxes feed Israel's home? Fuck you, Israel. Fuck you, Netanyahu. Fuck all of your miserable craziness will stop you. Fuck you from the top view and fuck you from behind. Fuck all of that chosen bullshit. They fuck you. I hope no one thinks they're special or that I practice showing Jews favor. I'm anti-Christian, anti-Muslim too. I'm anti any silly form of religious fakery. I just take exception to the one that thinks I was born inferior. As a brilliant poet once said, for those who remove those supremacist beliefs, your freedom includes to pass over my feast.
Oh man, that's good stuff. He is anti-Semitic. No, I support the Palestinian people. I'm just smarter than you. I'm just a lot smarter than you. Repent to the fake God because, you know, you've been such a dirty sinner your whole life. If you think you have anything to repent for, well, then, you know, you should be a better person than that.
Why was
But,
the Kirk narrative?
you know, you stupid Christians are just, it's embarrassing, right?
How did we all just know
It's embarrassing.
any details?
You know, it's just, and look at the comments. Look at how, so you say child predators shouldn't repent. I'm saying repenting doesn't fucking matter, you moron. I couldn't care less if child predators repent. They should be killed. They should be killed. And all of those pedophile organizations like the church, like Judaism, these things, they need to end immediately. But Jesus boogeyman here asking to repent or go to hell. Exactly. Because he loves you. It's because he loves you. He loves you so much that you have to say sorry for all of the things that you've done, or else you go to hell and you die. It's fucking silly, man. Did you ever study church history? No, I just know it's all bullshit because I just think that way. I guarantee I know way more about it than you ever do. Guarantee it. If you knew more, you'd start throwing shit out there. or you'd start answering for the things that I say. But because you're an idiot, seriously, this is the best you can do. One of the most important things that's overlooked is, the fact that it's all Jewish nonsense. It's literally all the main characters in the Bible are Jewish. The myths are all Jewish. It's just a Jewish fairy tale. There's no denying that. Like, it's so weird. Do you know anything about Islam? Yeah, it's just as fake as Christianity. Literally, just as it's the exact same stupidity. It's just dressed a little bit differently to appeal to people who dress a little bit differently. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Oh, look, we have a coward here. Too much of a coward to actually say what he wants to say. So because he's trying to be clever and use use a letter every comment, it gets broken up because there's too many people commenting. Oh, I'm sure you do, Joey. I'm sure you hate anybody who's not you, but that little dick makes you an angry person, and I get it. I'd be kind of weirded out too if I had one of those micro penises like you do. Sucks, doesn't it? Right? See, dude, it failed again. You couldn't get it out fast enough. Which I'm sure that's a weird thing for you, because I'm sure most of the time you're quicker than you'd like to be. When you die, you will find out quick that there's a God. Oh, yeah? Well, too bad I can't find that out while I'm alive, huh? Too bad your God doesn't seem to give a shit about us while we're alive. You guys are so stupid. It's really crazy. Either bro is high without proper backing. Which thing is not true? Go ahead, tell me which thing isn't true. You hear bad things about Jews and Jesus, but you don't want to get to know the real history of Jesus. Again, you see what I mean? Like they can't even stay with the conversation. Like, he's just so stupid. The historical Jesus was a Jew from the Davidic line. It's like as dumb as it gets, and it's fake. Someone died and came back here to tell us when you die, you'll find out in God. Right, exactly. When did that happen? I'd love to know when that happened. God is coming for you. Is he? Am I supposed to be down like this? On my chest. Get it on my face. God's coming for me, huh? Isn't he already here? There's no evidence for any gods whatsoever. Like even a little bit. It's all fake bullshit. No doubt. Could a pregnant woman also be classified as a submarine if she was a virgin? Because virgin pregnant women don't exist. Nice try, though. The person that calls himself, the person that has made a profile where they pretend to be another man is calling me gay. Oh, Jesus. And you called Islam fake? What's fake about it? Everything. What's real about it? Tell me what's real about it. Tell me something real about Islam that's provable and undeniable. Love to know what it was. They're Israelis. Wisdom is mine. They're just Israeli fucking bots. Most of them are just Israeli bots. And they have a job to do. But this is the best they can do. And Jesus didn't fulfill any messianic prophecy, so he wasn't the Messiah. He wasn't even real. It's not real. The whole story is not real. Who wants the mustache ride? Why do you sound so angry? Why do you sound angry? Because I hate pedophilia and slavery is disguised, especially slavery disguised as religious anything. I'm actually really proud of my hate. I enjoy my hate. I revel in my hate. I love my hate. Again, I couldn't be more proud of my hatred. Because if you don't have a good relationship with your hatred, how can you have a good relationship with your sense of love? It's got to be balanced. And it's insane. People still believe this nonsense. So many people. I think they say they do, but I don't think they actually do. Like anybody on here that's literally trolling as a Christian right now, they clearly don't believe what their shit says because they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. You know, if they actually believed there was a chance that they could go to hell if they didn't follow the rules of the Bible, then they probably wouldn't. It's Saturday. Would they even be on here? Would they be? Depending on which one they went with, I guess. My uncle used to say the power is God is all we need. He did 10 years for molesting me. He's getting out early next week for good behavior. And we're planning a welcome home party. You mean you're going to kill him, right? Because he should be killed. What's fake about Christianity? Everything. Same answer as the one. Look, we found Israel. The missing song has been gone forever. We found it. Say it without making a circular argument. What the fuck are you talking about? You understand, I'm not the one making the outrageous claim, right? I don't know how I'm supposed to prove that something doesn't exist, but it's not on me to prove it. Those making the extraordinary claims are those the ones that need to provide the extraordinary proof. The extraordinary proof. Islam culture has produced good food. Yeah, okay. Keep talking, bud. You're going to you put the comma in the wrong place, dumbass. Should have said keep talking, comma, bud, comma, or keep talking, bud, comma. But keep making threats. Who's making threats? Jesus has been proven to be real. When? Where? Come on, Hayden Brown. Let's hear about where Jesus has been proven to be real. Godless people have so much hate in their heart. Is it the godless people that have caused all the fucking wars and all that shit in the past? Is it the godless people that are literally causing a genocide right now? Is it the godless people that keep getting caught raping children in the church? Is it the godless people that then turn a blind eye to it? I think you're a little wrong there, bud. You seem like a closeted gay racist from the 10 minutes. Closeted gay racist. Boy, those things don't really go together, do they? But that's what your typical Christian does when they realize they can't actually say anything. And I'm sure I'm assuming Hayden is a girl. But Hayden doesn't like 1 Timothy 2:12, that's for sure. Which messianic prophecy did Jesus fulfill? Oh, you won't get an answer to that. God's gonna punish you. Oh yeah, sure he is. How come, let me ask you this, Christians, all you arrogant piece of shit Christians that claim you have a relationship with God and he talks to you and all that shit. How come God never goes, shows up to Netanyahu, Bezalel Smotrich, Donald Trump, any of those people, and says, hey, stop doing what you're doing. Genocide is awful. I don't want you killing people. How come that's never happened? How come in the history of God, no cop has ever been driving down the street in a neighborhood when suddenly Jesus appears next to him and says, never mind the laws, never mind, go kick that door down. I command thy to. And so he does. And it turns out there's a huge pedo ring that he exposes and helps a bunch of kids. How come that's literally never, ever happened? I don't believe a God who says if you don't worship me, you're going to hell. It's probably a good idea. These people have read the Bible. Read that God commanded Moses to end women and children, drown all the babies, gave laws for slavery, and that's a good God. Listen, Joey, your little thing you're trying to do isn't going to work. We know you're a coward who won't just say the words. Little Dick Cracker. Hi, I'm Little Dick Cracker. People call me Little Dicky. Little Dicky Cracker. But Little Dicky, your shit isn't working, dude. Sorry. You keep trying to get your I hate Negroes out, and it's just not working for you. Why isn't it working? Oh, wait, there's too many people commenting. You gotta wait for another video when I have less viewers. Don't worry, there'll be plenty. Let's see. Isn't that the way to spread gospel? We Christians don't force faith. No, you do. That's literally what you're trying to do now. You just can't because your shit's so dumb you don't have anything to say. You donated $100 to what? We got more Jesus trolls here, mostly Jews, I think. Of course they are. Of course they are. 100 gifted subs. Nice, thanks. Appreciate it. So the Ethiopian Bible, which was missing most of its scripture and said that Christianity was around long before them. What are you talking? So stupid. So now you're just sort of saying nonsense? Like it's really amazing when you actually start getting people to break things down and they realize like they're really dumb. You know, if you're going to justify your belief in the Bible because the Bible says something, that should tell you everything you need to know right there. They want you to prove their God doesn't exist. I can. Ready? There's a leprechaun dancing in my hand right now. He's literally diddly 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 hidey hidey ho. He's in my hand right now. He's dancing around. And I have faith he's there. So you should too. How can you prove there's not a leprechaun dancing around in my hand right now? Prove it. God will shame you. God, or Little Dick Cracker Joey is he's just desperate. Don't pile up on Little Dick Cracker Joey. Thank you, baby. Why are you beating around the bush? What bush? Don't. Yeah. Leo, why don't you stop worrying about what somebody else does, you judgmental dick? Focus on yourself. Jesus was a homo. I mean, he did hang out with a bunch of dudes. Jesus loves me more than you. Oh, yeah? Dude, you keep trying to do the I hate niggers thing and it's not working for you. You should just stop because you just look like a bigger coward every time you do it. Jesus wasn't homosexual. That's historically absurd. Is it historically? Historically, is it? Good gravy. It's funny how this Leo character keeps focusing on the Little Dick Cracker Joey instead of answering any sort of questions. But at least this way he can tell himself, well, I tried, but I was trying to stop that one guy, and blah, like he can lie to himself. Did you take your meds today, bud? Oh, we have a fryer here. Squid Ink Pasta is a fryer. They're the ones that love mental illness and think mental illness is a funny joke. It's a funny joke. Ha, did you take your meds? Ha. Literally, this is what they're taught to say. They've been taught to say you have a mental illness if you question anything theirs since at least 1882 when the auto emancipation pamphlet was penned, and it said anybody that questions their superiority what did it say? Damn it, I'm gonna have to look it up, aren't I? Irrational phobia. Basically, they call you crazy. I can't remember what it is off the. But they basically call you crazy. Jesus was a wise man, a leader, a healer, and Christ crucified by Pilate. Yeah, yeah. That's what the fake nonsense says. I get it, but what? How does that prove anything? I know this story, and you forget the part where Jesus was a Jewish preacher. He was a preacher. Wow, there's a lot of comments. I'm just going to skip to the bottom. Look at this dumb Joey person. He's such a coward. Come on, Joey, it's not working. A psychosis. It was psychosis. If you question Judaism and their supremacy, they don't really care if you believe in their shit. They don't care. But if you question their supremacy, it's a psychosis, delusion, and irrational phobia. That's literally what their literature has said since the beginning. Look at that, man. It's just not working out for you. I hate, Mom, why can't I do this? It's too bad you're such a coward, little dick Joey. Why don't you just say it, little dick Joey? If you hate them so much, you should be proud of what you have to say. Why aren't you proud of what you have to say, little dick Joey? I mean, you know you're only allowed here because I allow you here. I could have removed you a long time ago. It has nothing to do with you trying to be clever. I love God more than you. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You're insane. Thanks, Craig. Pudding is our best work, I think. Pudding is amazing. Yep, I've been in prison. Yep. Because you're too dumb to find me, or prevented from it, whichever one it is. Let's see. 8 years, 2 subscribers. You must be real. They're agents of destruction. The Holy Trinity is dumb, and the Matrix is dysfunction. God loves me more than you, ha ha ha, loser. Talk about a lack of understanding about your own thing. Like, I'm so glad this Christian is here and is saying these things, because it just shows you how stupid you have to be a Christian. They really are stupid, and it shouldn't be that much of a surprise. They literally believe in a sky daddy, a Jewish sky daddy. It's all Jewish fairy tale. Yep, mom's house and the family and the basement and all that. Yep, I'm one of these really rich people with a 2-story basement. Yeah. You notice how even though it's dumb bullshit, I still address it. Yet every point I make, they don't address any of it. These are supposed to be the good guys. I'm supposed to be the bad guy. You guys are supposed to be the good guys with all of the thousands of years of information and truth. And yet, this is how it always works. Joe still thinks stupid as if he is gay. What? Yep, this is my mama's house. Yep, for sure. Again, just admit you don't actually have anything worth to say. We're saying, like, that's all. It's all good. If you say, look, I'm a dumbass, I'm a loser, I can't really come up with anything, and I just want attention, don't worry, we'll give you all the attention you need. Robin said, you're, Y-O-U-R, not the bad guy. You're, Y-O-U-R, the village idiot. I swear, it doesn't get much better than when somebody says, you're stupid, you're, any one of the things that they come up with, you're, and they get the you're wrong. Man, I sure wished I was smart like you. I sure wish I was smart like you. I want to get on my knees to please Jesus. There you go, and have his salvation. That's what it is. Mock God, not advisable. Fear God in the sense of knowing he is the one supreme being. Fuck God. Fuck you. Fuck any of that stupid bullshit. You're a dumb clown. And if God was real, which it isn't, it would be the biggest pedophile piece of shit of all time. So yeah, no, fuck your stupid God and your stupid beliefs and all that bullshit. You're just dumb. Oh, it's talk to text. Oh, for some reason, talk to text, the computer messed up the yours both times. That's funny because it doesn't do that. When I use talk to text, it's actually programmed to know better because, it's a computer. It weighs the your in the context of the sentence and picks the right one because, it's not like third grade stupid. But nice try, because now you're just showing that you're a coward and a liar, right? Because you would, a decent non-liar would be like, yeah, you got me on that one. You got me, I fucked up, you're right, nice catch. Instead, you're like, the computer screwed up. It was the computer's fault. You hate yourself first. Like, what is this even talk? What do you even talk about? God loves you just as much as the Pope. And guess what? I have just as many magic powers as the Pope. Like, if you sneeze and I say bless you, that's just as valuable as if the Pope said it. You're a godless blasphemer. Repent. Yeah, go fuck yourself, moron. You and your sky daddy. It's embarrassing how stupid you guys are. And you know it. Yes, I know it. Doesn't love anyone who won't. So God doesn't love anyone who won't accept him. Wow, that seems like a pretty awful human trait, doesn't it? For God to be all-knowing, all-powerful, all-everything, you would think God would have a better understanding of things, especially when somebody doesn't believe in it, because it's comically powerless when it comes to actually doing anything to benefit anyone. But hey, never mind that. In fact, that's exactly how you go to hell. No, everyone on here is going to hell. Well, theoretically. I mean, I can't just assume that you've had sex. There's a lot of dudes out there, like your Joey's out there. Little Dick Joey, who is probably still a virgin, but it's not by choice. But all of you with tattoos, you're going to hell. All of you who had sex before you were married, you're going to hell. All of you who had sex after being married, but for reasons other than procreation, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. It's pretty stupid. Believe what you want. God wants you to love him just as he loves you. Well, that's not how love works. Love doesn't need to be reciprocated, especially from a father to his children. But again, you're just too stupid to understand it. And the thing is, most of you just say shit. You don't have any frame of reference behind it. Like even the repent thing. The Bible doesn't say anything about repent and then you're guaranteed a trip to heaven, all your sins are forgiven, yada, yada, yada. The only thing it says about repenting is that you will live forever in the afterlife. That could mean you go to hell. But the whole thing is just so stupid. It's just such a stupid, as long as you follow the rules of God's chosen people, the bad guys in the Bible, the people that actually killed Jesus, Christian God's only son, they happen to also be Christian God's favorite chosen people too, right? Like, look at how stupid you guys are. You just don't even understand what your own shit says. Look how dumb you are. You guys don't have anything. Like, how come none of these guys actually make a reasonable argument? How come none of these guys actually say, well, God is blah, 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 blah? Like, there's nothing that they could say. That's the thing. You just don't have anything you can say. It's so stupid. It's embarrassing how stupid you are. On that meth pipe, yep, I got this weird blunt roach shaped meth pipe that I'm smoking on. Because, you know, I got it like that. That's what happens when you live at your mama's house. You can afford so much meth, you smoke it in blunts. Oh, enjoy this Saturday. Well, that's actually a reasonable comment. Somebody actually said something that's actually real. Reasonable? You're on meth and renounce God and you want us to be reasonable. Yep. You sound like a very judgmental person who's making outrageous statements with literally zero proof. Hey, that's kind of Christianity, isn't it? You're a Christian to the core. Those judgy Christians. Gotta love those judgy Christians. You think you reached your scrolling limit. Good, 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 good. You want to be a demon. Rest assured, you will get your moments forever. I want to be a demon. I love how Christians try to turn the guy who thinks we should stop pedophiles and eliminate the slavery is like, I'm the bad guy. How dare you point out that the church is constantly caught raping children? Allowed to be with women, so of course, I mean, what's, you know, geez, what options do they have? You obviously don't want to be good. Yep, I'm the bad one, all right. That's obvious. You say you're better than God. Abso-fucking-lutely, I'm better than God. If I had the dinkle-dink power, dinkle-dinkle-dink, and I could kill every pedophile on this planet just like that, guess what I'd do? I'd start making that magical manna come out of nowhere for all those children out there that are starving. What about all the Christians that are getting bombs dropped on them by Israel? What about your God then? You cool with that? Jewish children act like true delusional idiot. What are you? If you only knew what I know, then you would know. Well, then why don't you say one thing? Give us one little piece of proof that stands up to scrutiny, and we'll see how that works out for you. Bet you don't have anything. Look at bro saying, this creator. You mean my parents? You know, my parents had sex. That's how I got here, right? You understand that, right? I get that you're not very smart, but come on now. And again, look at these dumb Christians, right? What Christian has said anything good on this comment section that makes you go, "Oh wow, yeah, that's a good Christian, right? I want to be like that guy." Oh, Israel, we love you, says dumbass Steve. Steve must be a pedophile and a genocide supporter then, huh? Pride is overtaking him. You damn right I'm proud. I'm extremely proud to not fall for the Jewish fairy tales. Yep. I'm extremely proud to think for myself. I'm extremely proud to not willingly call myself a slave to the chosen. Like, yeah, my pride is overtaking me. Why would you ever want to believe in something that tells you not to be proud of yourself? You know how stupid that is? Something that tells you pride is bad.
What's learned through appeasement is that truth can be skewed. Who the bull
So
calls
think about this. A book can't write its own pages. Something can't build itself from the outside. That means that whatever started the universe didn't exist inside the universe. Okay, so what built that?
fuck you, Netanyahu. Fuck all of your miserable.
I love when Christians try to be like, you can't say something comes from nothing. Something can't come from nothing.
Fuck all of that
Well,
joke
what made God? God was always here. What? Like the stupidity that they come up with.
How does anyone accept the premise that someone is
There
born
had to be an
just because some silly
unmoved mover to start the movement of the universe.
players in the Onion cry when sold a story?
You don't know shit. You want to talk about universes and shit like that. You don't know any of that. What do you know? You know, basically what happens in your house, in your world. Everything else is just told to you. And you're given multiple options and you choose to accept the one that you like the most. Usually it's the one that benefits you the most.
In Europe, the list just wasn't that long. And if all of that's wrong, what else could be? How many belong to the conspiracy? It's become clear to me, so I'm sharing with you. It's unfair to think I'm not allowed to say.
Oh, I shouldn't ignore comments like, I seen it in your dreams. I seen it. Sweetheart, I seen it. I seen it. No, he's really smart, right? He's seen it.
Fuck all of your miserable craziness will stop you. Fuck you from the top view and
Or he could have just dropped a letter and said, saw. I saw it. Like, this is the stupidity that I'm stuck with. Have a good one, Craig. Something material can't come out from a lack of material. Something that is made material. I'm not saying that God made the universe. I'm saying that the Big Bang couldn't have. The Big Bang is, I hate to admit it, and it's a thing that I do reluctantly, but the Big Bang is dumber than the Christian narrative, dumber than the religious narrative. And that's not something I ever thought I would say, but it's the truth. God is without beginning and ending. God created time, so time doesn't affect God. And creating is bound to time, so God is eternal. God isn't affected by the creation of time. Do you know how stupid you sound? Like, you just sound stupid. So everything else has to have a creator, but God doesn't have to have a creator. God, the whole thing is just so stupid. For all I can prove, the Mayans were right. You only know what the Mayans have to say because they told you what the Mayans have to say. It's all bullshit. And the Mayans don't answer the questions. There's still too many questions going off of any given theology or whatever, any given belief structure. There's still a whole bunch of shit that has to be ignored in each one. You know, something like the Mayans, when you look at Machu Picchu and you look at Tutankhamun or whatever the fuck it's called, and you look at all of these other structures and places that these people built, they say that it turns out that when they use their magical scanning laser and they scan the entire rainforest, that the entire rainforest is doesn't fit. And underneath everything, there's a city. It's just all overgrown. That's why the rainforest is so unique, because it's not natural. And underneath it is city everywhere. Everywhere you look in the rainforest, it's a city. Now that seems pretty interesting to me, but I'm just crazy. Right? Oh, now we have the dumb Christian. He's on drugs. If I'm on drugs, if I'm so compromised, why can't you come up with anything better? Please look like dude 2 fucking Aztecs are coming, and they're going to maybe even, like, I don't know, the stuff in, or they'll sniff it in, and then you're behind, and they'll sniff it. That, you must be really smart. Take your medications. Oh, there we go. We have an admission to the friar aspect of things. So this is how you know who we're dealing with, right? This is what they do, and it's all really easy to see it when you pay attention. Sorry. I'm willing. And yeah. So I want you guys to see this auto emancipation. Okay, this is important. Auto emancipation is a pamphlet written in German. It was anonymously written, actually. It was only attached to this guy later on, but anonymously written in German by Russian, Polish, Jewish doctor and activist Leon Pinsker in 1882. He's only a doctor because apparently back then Jews weren't allowed to practice law. So after he had gone through everything to become a lawyer, turns out he wasn't allowed to practice law, so he just decided to be a doctor instead. This is really important, though, because a lot of people will talk to you about the Balfour Declaration and shit, but the Balfour Declaration is nonsense. That shit happened in 1916. This is in 1882. It is considered a founding document of modern Jewish nationalism, especially Zionism. Is the earth flat or not? Well, I don't think it's... If you say flat, dumb people think it's a frisbee. Do I think it's a ball flying through space? No. No. That's stupid. But it is considered the founding document of modern Jewish nationalism, especially Zionism. Now, what you don't know is that there's something called proto-Zionism, which stretches back hundreds, if not thousands of years, according to the narrative. Like, it's really interesting the way that they word things and manipulate things so people think it's one thing. This is the next sentence. Pinsker discusses the origins of anti-Semitism and argued for friar self-rule and the development of a friar national consciousness. He wrote that friars would never become social equals to non-friars until they had a state of their own. He also called on friar leaders to convene and address the problem. In the pamphlet, he describes anti-friar attacks as a psychosis, a pathological disorder, and an irrational phobia. Do you understand that the idea of you need to take your meds is part of... Well, here, let's read you the next part. So, next we have act.io. Act.io is locked. So, you can't even hide behind the it's locked up thing. Here we go. Take your meds again, right? Because this is all they have. Act.io was a social networking service used by supporters of Israel to support or to oppose online, quote, anti-Israel content such as the Boycott, Divestments, and Sanctions Movement, BDS. Its activities were referred to as an online propaganda campaign, quote, and a, quote, virtual situation room of pro-Israel experts. Act.il directed its users, to, quote, missions to like, comment on, and share pro-Israel material on social media. It also asked users to flag, report, and respond to criticisms of Israel. Well, how are you supposed to respond? Users were guided how to respond, which might entail writing a reply using the provided talking points. Do you get it? That's why they all say the same thing. And then if you look into their history, the idea of questioning what they think a mental disorder, that's what they do. That's literally, I mean, when you don't have any reasonable or real arguments, you have to resort to gaslighting. And that's literally all they ever do. Show me the video of an Israel supporter, a Jewish, show me a Ben Shapiro video, something where they're actually making reasonable points that you go, oh, well, I guess that's kind of true. Oh, yeah, well, no, I guess you can, no, that makes sense. Show me one. Let's see. I can't come to the conclusion of the shape of the earth. I just know I've been deceived. Exactly. Well, me personally, I think it's some sort of domed snow globe type thing. But again, that's getting into too much speculation, and I don't like speculation. But you notice how dumbass Leo, judgmental crybaby Leo, asked the question and then what shape is the earth, Leo? Come on, tell us. You enlighten us, because you're so smart. You're so smucking fat. Just waiting on you, Leo. Come on there, Bucky boy. The earth is round. It's proven by gravity. So what did God do? What was the first thing your God did after it turned on the light? Go on, tell me that. Come on, Bubba. Let's keep up. What is the very first thing your God does after it turns on the light? Do you even know? I bet you're one of those dumbasses who doesn't even know their own thing, right? And photos taken from space, right? Because nobody can fake photos. That's the one thing that can't be argued. It can't be argued. Everybody agrees that photographs cannot be faked. It's an oblique spheroid. Yeah, too bad we don't see that either, huh? God looked at the night and saw it was good. That's what happened. Really? So Leo just admitted he doesn't know his own bullshit. He did not separate the light from the darkness, though God didn't make the sun and the moon until the fourth day. So how you have 4 days without the sun and the moon seems kind of weird. But then again, time is just a unit of measure, like inches and shit. But no, come on, Christians, don't be so stupid. Know your own thing. This is literally the second thing your God does. This is the second thing in the Bible. Don't you think you would know the second thing? Come on there. Genesis isn't a natural science book, you know? What now? Aren't you the one that's pushing this whole bullshit? That it's true?
Yeah, but it's not science.
Yeah. It's metaphors. It's left up for interpretation. Which parts? Which parts? How do you decide which parts are to be interpreted and which parts are the word of God? Is that more of your arrogance coming through? What day did God make gravity? That's a pretty good thought there, right?
Well,
Gosh.
doesn't that come with the firmament? Isn't that how that works?
No, because so God, the face of God. So basically, what they're describing is a guy in his basement has like an aquarium type of a thing set up. And he's walking around the aquarium sort of looking at it. The face of God was flying over the waters of the deep. Meaning gravity would have had to have been there, right? Because the water was being held to the thing. It isn't mentioned. What's the matter? We don't treat Genesis like a science book. It is true, God created the heavens and the earth. So you just won't admit that you don't know what it says, huh? Why don't you just admit it? You don't know what the fuck it says, you dumb shit. See, this is that arrogance of Christians. This is why you can't believe in what they say. Because even when they're asked out, even when they're wrong, they lie. They pretend. Isn't it amazing that I ask a simple question? What's the second thing your God does? And none of you dumbass Christians can say it? Why can't you say it? Brother, I know Genesis more than you. Obviously not. Did God make man or did man make God? Clearly man made God. It's pretty fucking obvious. It's literally Genesis is one of the dumbest stories. It's not the dumbest story though. There are several, and it's hard to really decide which one truly takes the cake, but I think it's Exodus. I think Exodus, without Exodus, there's no Judaism. Judaism can't exist without Exodus, but Exodus is like embarrassingly and possibly fake. It just can't happen. Tell me the first verse of Genesis if you know more than me. No, we're not asking. I asked you a simple question. Why don't you tell me the second thing your God does after it turns on the light? Why are you so stupid? And I've already said, God was in the beginning. God was the face of the God was going over the waters of heaven. Or in the beginning there was darkness or some shit. Something. Yeah, in the beginning there was darkness. God turned on the light. That's what happened. They were in the basement. God turned on the light. Bro, I do tell you the second thing. You just don't know what happened after that. No, you have not told me the second thing. It's a pretty simple thing, you fucking moron. You dumbass coward. Why don't you just look it up before you continue to look so stupid? Like, it's embarrassing, man.
These things should be debated until the truth's uncovered. So if something I said smothered your pork chop and chicken gravy, you should be asking yourself why you've never wondered the same things I keep saying. Like, who programs how you're playing?
Come on, let's go, Leo. Come on. Be smarter than. You're the one that's supposed to know more about it than me. Not ordinary light in the first day. Right, because the stupidity of it doesn't stand up to scrutiny. Because any person with a reasonable brain would go, well, if you didn't make the sun and the moon until the fourth day, where did the light come from? Leo, get to study the bubble. Yep, exactly. Leo needs to go study. He doesn't know his own shit. He's sitting here fucking arrogantly pretending to be some sort of authority when he doesn't even know the second fucking thing God does. Like, this is your average Christian here, right? This is the average Christian. Oh, I should debate you on Discord now? Now you want to talk to me in person, so to speak? Yeah, because you're doing such a great job on here that, boy, I bet you're going to bring a lot more when you're on the spot. In this situation, you actually have the opportunity to think about what you have to say. You can look shit up. You know, if you're stumped, nobody can see your face as you're like, oh shit, what the fuck? You know, you have every advantage in this situation, and you're failing miserably. What makes you think you would do a better job if you were on if the spotlight was there and you had to actually think on your feet? Because you're clearly a moron. And let's try to build a landing through. Isn't this crazy? How come no Christians can answer this simple question? Add me and I will make a server for us all so we can... I don't want to talk to you. You're nothing to me. I nothing you. I don't like you. I don't dislike you. I nothing you. So talking to you outside of my feed serves no purpose for me. Especially when you're this stupid that you don't even know the second thing your God did. Right, even the rest of the people are telling you to stop. Because now I'm scared. I'm scared of you. That's why I'm live on my feed, giving you the opportunity to say anything that would make me look stupid. And yet, I'm scared of you. Yeah, that must be it. I'm scared of the truth. Yep, that's what it is. Seriously, Leo. You just admit you can't answer the question, dude. Move on. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing your whole belief structure. And this is a great example of your typical Christian, guys. This is the arrogance I'm always talking about. Right? You ask a Christian, why are you a Christian? What proof do you have that Christianity has it right? Islam's wrong. Judaism's wrong. Scientology's wrong. Hindus are wrong. Buddhism's wrong. The African religion none of us even know of, they're wrong too. Your variation of Christianity is the right one. How do you know that? Oh, I have the next thing in my native language. I'm not English. Oh, now it's because you don't understand English. Gotcha. Man, you have a shit ton of excuses. You can come up with excuse after excuse, but you can't come up with the second thing your God did in the fucking goofy Bible. Boy, that's pretty fucking funny. I don't think it even matters what translation you use. The order in which God did his shit, its shit, is consistent across the board. Wait, let me recite the verse to you. You don't need to recite the verse. Tell me what God did after it turned on the light, you fucking moron. Make sure you look it up. God, what a dumbass. This is your average Christian, and this is the thing that I like truly does, eat at me. It's like, how do we get past this level of stupidity? These people are this stupid like they know it's true. Like it's undeniable. Like there's no other option. And they're like, no, we breathe air. That's what we do. We breathe in and we breathe out. That's how they argue. And then you go, okay, so give me some examples of why you believe that way. And they go, yeah, let me attack. I'm going to attack you for asking questions. It's embarrassing. And God, so let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water. What version are you looking up? So God made a vault? What the fuck are you talking about? This guy's a moron. Heaven and earth, the earth was formless, and the voice of the God was loud, the voice of that, let there be light. God is not real. You are correct, transgender.
Oh, we want to know what TBG is.
Middle Eastern fairy tales, indeed.
All of the information go. Like, I can buy alcohol.
This guy doesn't believe he needs oxygen to breathe with.
So, who's cataloging all the information when we buy weed?
Well, I know oxygen will kill you. Right? Like if you're breathing in pure oxygen, you have a mask on, that'll kill you.
Saves lives. Let's skip all.
But hey, that's all good. Don't worry about it.
Dive right in.
Look at all of this shit. Everybody just keeps coming up with all this shit to avoid the stupidity. This guy's talking about vaults. Now there's a vault up in the sky. A vault? Is it like a combination, or do you have to have keys? How do you get into the vault? And now he just goes back to the pole cord. God is good, because he's stupid. Questions are good. What is not good is thinking you know everything. We're devout Christian. We didn't have his prayers answered and became a traitor. I was a devout Christian. No, as far back as I can remember, I never fell for that stupid shit. I always thought, even as a child, I thought it was stupid. And you know what's crazy is I didn't meet too many people like that until I had my kids. And my kids, having grown up in an environment where the nonsense isn't forced on them, if you now try to present that to them, they're like, no, that's dumb. What are you talking about? That's stupid. No, I'm not see, that's the difference between you and I, right? Most of you have to experience something for you to hate it. You know, my neighbor was going through a detox, and it was a psilocybin detox thing where, you know, they use a small bit of mushrooms to help you get through the thing and blah, blah, blah. And she said that she went to a really dark place, and she was literally screaming and crying out for Jesus to come help her. She was scared. She needed Jesus, and Jesus never showed up. And that made her question her faith. And my wife is like, don't you think that's cool? You know, she's finally questioning things. And I'm like, no, it's disgusting. It's disgusting that you have to experience it for you to question it. So all of the bombs that are literally being dropped on children in Israel, those children who've been starved for the last however many weeks, they're skin and bones, they're nothing. They've just been so obliterated. It's worse than anything you can imagine. Then the bomb drops, and the shelter that they're in crumbles down on them, but they don't actually die. And they're stuck for another 3 or 4 days, buried in rubble, not able to move, not able to do anything, but they can sure pray to God. And a lot of those people are Christians, and your God does nothing. Nothing. Right? It's fucking embarrassing. It's embarrassing that you guys believe that shit. You're horrible people. Religious people always use the fallacy of false comparison. The religious people never actually engage in arguments because they can't. They never engage in debates because they can't. They just say dumb shit.
Their practices are practically nuts, and we're bored being unwilling recruits.
Look it. Now we have Leo. Leo's going to be the police now, and he's going to tell everybody, run away. This guy thinks too much. He made me look really stupid because I claim to be this religious guy, and I can't tell you what the second thing God did is. He made a vault. God made a vault. Leave while you can, Sarah. Literally, Leo, and figuratively, I feel that, right. Sarah, you don't want to be here. You want to be a dumb slave, right?
And a lot of idiots
The bullshit funnel of Jesus is the only way you limit yourself for Jesus. I've been on here for half a year and it's a good time. You seem like a nice person. Look at this dumbass. Leo's trying to flatter you. You seem like a nice person based on the one comment you've made. So Leo thinks you're a nice person and he's just trying to protect you because you're just a dumb girl. You can't think for yourself. Hey girl, I'm here to protect you, dumb girl. Get out of here. This man is big and scary. Jesus is like Zeus. Both are mythical creatures. Yeah. You know, history prior to like, you know, I would say 19s, but even the 18s. Or I mean, I would say the 18s, but even into the 19s, our history is nothing but a lie. So there's literally nothing true about it. And so all that shit, whether it's Zeus or it's Allah or Muhammad or fucking Jesus or, you know, I don't even know what the other goofy shit is, other people. It's all just fake bullshit. Oh. You're the one that's embarrassing, so why are you here? And I'm sure I am embarrassing to you, right? You're a dumb sheep who wants to believe what they're told, and I step up. You don't like that. Look at this shit. Look at these. Now, look at how there's this, like, this concerted effort of trolls, Israeli bot trolls, trying to convince other people not to listen. Where have you ever seen this before? I have 2,500 subscribers. I have at the point now I have 10 watchers and 6 likes. No. Are you walking? Okay, then I'll take care of it. Are you serious? Ooh. You're a heretic. Okay. This dumbass doesn't even know what his own book says, and I'm the bad guy. He's pushing something he doesn't even know or understand. You know, if you're pushing a belief structure and you don't understand what you're pushing, that's just a disgrace. You're just a disgraceful, you know, you're a disgraceful piece of shit. I'm not an Israeli boy. Hello. You're just fucking stupid. At least you got the you're right. An atheist. Sure. I guess if that's what you want to call it, that's a label that's given. I prefer the term Gaianist, but you can call me whatever you want. I don't get upset when people, you know, at words people say. I couldn't care less what kind of words come out of your mouth. This is a dumb. So I've drawn it out long enough that this dumbass, I've given him more than enough opportunity to answer the question, and he didn't. He said a vault, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. But no, the second thing your God does after it turns on the light is creates the firmament to separate the waters of from heaven from the dry earth down below. The firmament, the indestructible dome over the 4 corners of the earth. 4 corners is mentioned later, but the very first thing your God does is creates the indestructible dome. 4 days later, it puts the light source into the dome. But you guys are too dumb to fucking even know your own shit. And then you want to sit here and pretend like the earth is round. What made the church hundreds of years ago, before anybody was flying, before we had any sort of technologies or anything like that to be able to see and blah, 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 Telescopes are barely in a thing, if they even are. What made the church suddenly go, yeah, you know what? Everything that's in the Bible is false regarding this, and we're actually on a rock, spinning around, flying around this, flying around that, blah, 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 blah. What made that happen? What proof was the church given? Because that proof still doesn't exist to this day. In 1812, Francis Scott Key wrote, "The rocket's red flare and the bombs bursting in air." What's that all about? Red glare? I mean, that's you believing in 1812, right? The church didn't say everything in the Bible is false. You're a liar now. Everything in the Bible about the shape of the earth is false. They did say that purgatory doesn't exist. Remember when they said that purgatory doesn't exist and that aliens are within the realm of God now? They changed that around. It was the late 2000s. So, up until that point, the standard narrative was that if your baby died before it could be baptized, then it ended up in purgatory. So if it died in childbirth, or it died, close to child, like inside, you had a miscarriage, whatever, your baby went to purgatory. And the only way you could get to purgatory outside of that is to kill yourself. You couldn't go to purgatory if you were good or bad. That's heaven or hell. Literally, the only way one could get to purgatory outside of being, dying before you were baptized is to kill yourself. So it makes you wonder how many women had a childbirth, had the child, the baby died a couple of weeks later, a couple months before they could get it baptized. And they had such a bout of depression that they knew the only way they would ever see that baby again is if they killed themselves. How many women killed themselves to be with their lost baby throughout the eons? It's fucking stupid, man. It's all stupid. The church doesn't reject this. Purgatory does exist. No, it doesn't. No, purgatory does not exist anymore. Guys, don't trust him. He isn't giving any source, so what's this isn't relatable. No, purgatory doesn't exist, dumbass. Let's see.
The deck is stacked against me. 20 is more than halfway away. Those staffing the play say I'm a sir. Then I'm like, sure. Then I get really mad since I just had to use that sad joke. It's like eating egg yolks. It's gross, and we just shouldn't do it. That guy whose music was better in my day. My only 50 shades of gray is in my ball hair. Holy shit. I didn't do shit. I'll never be shit. My shit sure stinks. I'm in deep shit. I'm sick of this shit. After all this shit, my ship lip sinks. I'm all grows up, and we are the Jetsons. My left ear's going deaf, and did you hear my phone ring? That sting comes from blowing my eardrums with speakers. My Bunsen is meager, meek for a reason. My treason is meant to impeach me. My Chi-Chi is stuck on glass, and my dragon has beautiful balls. I'm stalling, calling out 1, 2, 3. Now 4, 5, and 6. It's sick. My arrogance fixed the landing and knows.
I don't know how to do this. Catholicism, the Catholic Church holds that all dyers are still undergo the process of purification. First is position. This. When did that happen? Let's see. Where the fuck did they? Where is that? I know that shit happened. Church. Let's see. Changes. Stance on purgatory. And the court on which understand the final purgatory is seen as necessary final cleansing without dying God's grace. It's distinct in well, shit. Then Pope reaffirms Catholic doctrine on purgatory. So on Sunday, on the occasion of the Feast of All Souls, Pope John Paul reaffirmed the Catholic teaching of purgatory as a place bearing all those who have left this earth and are waiting to reach heaven. Sitting church in the police always urge us to pray for the dead. Explaining the key element of purgatory. Prayers for the souls can be dead in various ways. Oh, so it's even worse than I thought, because I absolutely remember, like, that's why there's so many things on it like this. There's so many things that talk about this. Does the church still teach purgatory? Like, there's so many of these stories, because here's the Catholic company. Didn't the Catholic Church do away with purgatory? I'm not the only one who remembers this shit. This must be one of them there Mandelers. Comment is frequently seen on social media and in Catholic circles this time of year, and the answer is no, the Catholic Church did not do away with purgatory, changed the doctrine of purgatory. The early souls of purgatory actually have their own feast day. What is purgatory? Yeah, so where is the confusion coming from? Purgatory is the word as described. Southern truth has been persecuted makes imperfect souls pass that provided the souls did not die in a state of unrepentant mortal sin and was not already purified during their life. Upon death, those who will go straight to hell for their eternal punishment, while those in too will go straight to heaven for their eternal reward. Well, not a popular belief today, this is the infallible doctrine of the Catholic Church, which you can read about one part, section 2 today. Why do Catholics really believe the sobering truth and confirm repeatedly, Blessed Mother, pray for purgatory then? Why the confusion? Why do so many Catholics wrongly insist that the Church has declared that there is no more purgatory? Right. Many who think that the Church no longer teaches purgatory are probably confusing purgatory with limbo, which was an attempt by medieval theologians to reconcile the doctrinal dilemma of what happens to unbaptized infants when they die. Limbo was a theory proposed as a state which includes the souls of infants who die subject to original sin or without baptism, and who therefore neither merit the beatific vision, heaven, nor yet are subjected to any punishment because they are not guilty of any personal sin. Limbo, although widely believed, was never part of the magisterial Catholic doctrine as purgatory is. It was always a theory. As such, it was never done away with because it was never dogmatically defined, whereas it has fallen out of favor among many modern theologians. In 2007, a commission of Catholic theologians famously issued a non-magisterial magisterial document with papal approval called The Hope of Salvation for Infants Who Die Without Being Baptized, which offers options other than limbo to theologic dilemma of unbaptized babies. However, the Vatican does not reject the theory of limbo outright, and it remains, quote, a possible theological hypothesis. The truth is that we don't know for certain. God has not revealed to us the answer to this question. It remains speculative, and Catholics are free to believe or disbelieve the theory of limbo. What we do know, and what the what the Catechism teaches, is that these souls are entrusted to the mercy of God in the hope that Christ will provide a means of salvation for them. What an insane bunch of shit. It's basically like they had their whole bullshit set up, and they'd been teaching it one way for such a long that, nobody caught this little hole. And because they're men, maybe that's why they just didn't care, whatever. But finally somebody caught on and was like, hey, wait a minute. What about the babies? But it was already too late. It was already like shit had already, the book had already been published. And so they had to come up with something else. But it is really interesting that, again, it's worse. It's worse. Instead of the church doing the good thing and putting people's mind at ease and doing the thing that would make sense. Like, why would a God not accept a baby because it wasn't baptized yet? Like, what? Just what kind of stupid belief structure is that? Right? Especially one designed to really attack the women. Because, there's plenty of women who were having babies by dudes they didn't know who it was. If you think that your grandparents were going up to make out point in cars with queen-size beds inside them so they could kiss for hours, you're fucking stupid, right? You're fucking stupid. That's why VD clinics were everywhere. I think a lot of us, especially my age and older, the guy we think is our grandfather, there's a good chance he might not be our grandfather. Or, they have 5 kids and all 4 of them look exactly the same and then that one doesn't. Yeah. So apparently purgatory does exist, and it's even worse than I thought. I thought that they were better about this, but they weren't. So even worse. It's even worse. So now there's even more incentive for women who, unfortunately experience, something awful with childbirth, the death during childbirth or something along those lines. They now have that reason again to fucking kill them. Like, that's so awful. That's just so fucking awful. And this is all based on Jewish bullshit, Jewish fairy tale bullshit, right? Because this is one part of it that I do know for sure. I'm so shocked that it's allowed to be this way, but if we just look up your buddy Jesus, it says it right here for you. Right? Oh, the Jesus page is totally locked as well. Also referred to as Jesus Christ, Jesus of Nazareth, and many other names and titles, was a 1st century Jewish preacher, and religious leader in the Roman province of Judea. He is the central figure of Christianity, the world's largest religion. Another one of those things that I didn't think was the case. I thought Islam absolutely dominated the world. I don't know when that change happened. And these are all things that, you know, you remember. But at the end of the day, you know, it's just more examples of, you know, information is a weapon. And whoever controls the information controls the way people think. You know, if they control how you think, then what you think is secondary. If you're dumb enough to believe in a virgin getting pregnant and you know, performing really shitty miracles, then you're dumb. Like, if you're dumb enough to believe the intangible authority telling you insane things, then by the time you grow up, when the tangible authority is telling you insane things, you're already programmed to believe it. That's how it works. Right? So the whole purpose of the Bible is to teach us to be second class, to be grateful to be second class. Don't want what your neighbor has. Don't have pride. Don't respect everyone. Don't treat people well equally. You know, follow the rules that the friars put forth. And if you follow these rules, you're forever meek and obedient, and you know, then you get to go to the real party when it's over. Woohoo! Why is it, let me ask this. Why is it every single televangelist, you know, whatever, all these men of God out there, why are they all such unbelievable slime balls? Such absolute fucking monsters. That black guy, the fucking, I don't remember what church it was, but he just got busted last year. And he had like a fucking $50 million, you know, it was insane. It was just insane. But Christians consider Jesus to be the incarnation of God the Son and awaited Messiah, or Christ, a descendant from the Davidic line that is prophesied in the Old Testament. The Davidic line. Do you know what the Davidic line is? When you pull up the Davidic line, guess what shows? You want to see the thing that pops up when you pull up the Davidic line? What does that tell you? Like, this is that stuff where you don't know. Chubby girl. Apparently the church never got rid of purgatory. Really? Yeah. It happened in 2007, where apparently they toyed with the idea of limbo because of all the babies, you know? Yeah. But they still pushed purgatory. Purgatory is still a big part of it. No, there wasn't any sort of denial. Like, what the fuck? I remember the news reports. Yeah. And apparently it's such a big thing that there's a ton of different stories out there talking about why do Catholics think purgatory doesn't exist and shit. Like, I'm not the only one that remembers that shit. The Davidic line refers to the descendants of David who established the house of David in the kingdom of Israel and the kingdom of Judah. In Judaism, the lineage is based on texts from the Hebrew Bible as well as later Jewish traditions. So ask yourself this question. If the Hebrew Bible is a thing, right? And it really is this old, right? You know, it's from the minus times. Why did Hebrew have to be reinvented in the late 1800s, early 1900s by Eliezer Ben Yehuda. Like that doesn't make any sense. And according to the narrative, they used Aramaic, specifically Arabic, to to compensate for the holes that exist. Like they had there were all these holes in the narrative they had, so they used Arabic to fill in the holes to create the language. And really, if you write out Hebrew and then you hold it up in a mirror to a mirror, it looks like Arabic. It wasn't even a real creative endeavor that they used. But all of you think that Hebrew is this ancient language and shit, and we're told shit like the Hebrew Bible, but how could the language disappear and have to be revived if the Hebrew Bible existed? That doesn't make any sense. Why, if they already had one language, Yiddish, why didn't they just stick with Yiddish? Why did they need another language? Seems strange, right? According to the biblical narrative, David of the tribe of Judah engaged in a protracted conflict with Ishbosheth. Oh shit. Oh, fuck it. Well, wait, how did I do it? Let's do... We'll do this. Hang on a second. What the hell?
This is the hill. The bitter pill you're lucky to swallow.
How was I able to do this before?
Devastating at the same time. The break in my spine finds itself there. Impaired.
It's gonna work now.
Where I have to compare covers of songs I grew up with. Blue on Black was a nut kick. My bucket's a fuck.
I think this is how I do it. I think this is what I did before. That worked. Yeah, this is how we do it.
I assume the surgeon feels the same.
All right, I figured it out. Okay.
This is my best work, and I dedicate this to my wife.
We were in the Davidic line. Let's go back to the Davidic line.
I'm sorry.
All right.
We love you.
According to the biblical narrative, David of the tribe of Judah engaged in a protracted conflict with Ishbosheth of the tribe of Benjamin after the latter succeeded his father Saul to become the second king of the amalgamated Israel and Judah.
There's such misplaced self-hate, like you vape your own law.
It's not Judea yet, it's Judah. Amongst the struggle, Yahweh had sent his prophet Samuel to anoint David as the true king of the Israelites. Following Ishbosheth's assassination at the hands of his own army captains, David officially ascended to the throne around 1010 BCE. That's minus 1010 for all of you paying attention. Because they know this. 3,000 years ago, we know this. they kept really, really good records with the oral traditions that nobody wrote down for another 2,000 years, 3,000 years. Following Ishbosheth's assassination at the replacing the house of Saul with his own and becoming the Israelite third king. He was succeeded by his son Solomon, whose mother was Bathsheba. Solomon's death led to the rejection of the house of David by most of the 12 tribes of Israel, with only Judah and Benjamin remaining loyal. The dissenters chose Jeroboam as their monarch and formed the Kingdom of Israel in the North Samaria, while the loyalists kept Solomon's son Rehoboam as their monarch and formed the Kingdom of Judah in the south, Judea. With the success of Jeroboam's revolt, having severed Israel's connection to the house of David, only the Judahite monarchs, except Athaliah, were part of the Davidic line. Athaliah, yeah, that's it. Athaliah, down. Yeah. Athaliah. Athaliah. In the aftermath of the Babylonian siege of Jerusalem, around 587 BCE, Solomon's temple was destroyed and the kingdom of Judah fell to the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Nearly 450 years later, the Hasmonean dynasty established the first independent Jewish kingdom since the Babylonian conquest, though it was not considered to be connected to the Davidic line nor the tribe of Judah. In Jewish eschatology, the Messiah will be a Jewish king whose paternal bloodline traces to David. He is expected to rule over the Jewish people during the Messianic age and in the world to come. It's fucking insane, man. This shit is insane. So the historicity of it, very little is conclusively known about the house of David. That's them saying it's bullshit. If nothing is known about, like, if it's literally none of the historical records or anything show it, because when it comes to biblical stuff and their stuff, strangely enough, although supposedly other people were keeping records of shit, nobody else keeps records of all of these things. Like the Egyptians, their historical record doesn't talk at all about the Jews or anything like that. Well, look for it. Type it in and see if it shows up. Whatever channel it was.
I think it was this. I don't remember. There's a one right below that. And now it's gone.
Yeah, well, if you knew what channel it was, I could tell you. But dang it, that's not either. It doesn't show up. I'm an ignorant person because I'm reading. Why are you reading stuff? The Tel Dan Stel mentions the death of the reigning king from BYTDWD, interpreted as the House of David. That's interesting. And thus far is the only extra biblical explicit mention of David himself. So they said.
But looking through the scope, this goes back to the
But that just like if it was anybody else that said that shit, you wouldn't believe them. If somebody was like, yeah, you know, I used to be really rich, and here I have this book I wrote that details all of my rich dealings and all the fun I had. And you're like, yeah, but like, you live here. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, no, just trust me. And you're like, well, do you have anything that's like expensive or something that you could like show that maybe do you have like, no, nothing like that. Do you have any like tax records or anything? Is there anything like that talks about how much money? Nope, nothing like that. Can you tell me like where you worked or anything like that? Nope, can't tell you that. Well, like, why should I believe you? Oh, because my friend Dave will say so. Hey, Dave, wasn't I rich? Yeah, you were rich, boss, you were rich. Like, nobody would believe that shit. And we're not even talking about somebody pretending to be rich. We're talking about something where, they use these narratives to control the world. They're literally they're committing genocide that is supposedly justified by this bullshit. It's just the weirdest shit. The Stele, Stele, Stele. The Stele, I don't know what you call it, is dated to circa 840 BCE, so circa minus 840. However, so the only other mention of the biblical Jewish claims is some other crazy bullshit that you just have to trust is what they say it is. Do you not see like how ridiculous this is? Pronounced Steely? Okay. Sure. Like, okay. What am I going to argue that? Okay. If she doesn't know it, then...
Supreme Court ruling proves ICE agent at fault for the shooting.
I told you. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say I don't know why? Put your glasses on. I don't know why they're not just throwing this one guy under the bus.
That can't be the same guy. That's too fast. Hold on. Let me read the article. That can't be him.
Oh yeah, no, it's not because they want things to simmer down. Is it John Ross?
Oh.
And for those of us with small sticks, do you know we're born with help? That is until we are a
John Hunt, the case, Barnes versus Felix. Supreme Court ruled 9-0 that courts can no longer excuse a police shooting just because the officer was in danger at the moment if the officer created that danger themselves. So I think they're going to use that as basis for...
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. As long as you're not focused on Israel, not even Israel, because Israel is just a construct. Israel doesn't actually exist. They tell us that Israel is from here to there, and we go, okay. But it's the cult. It's this same cult whose tentacles run through everything. So the media that covers the story, the people behind, the make the decisions, and then the people behind them. And, like I said, why don't they just use this one guy, throw him under the bus, and be like, yeah, the government is behind you. The government, and they put him in one of those fucking, Ghislaine Maxwell prisons. They give him some extended. Well, no. What we're gonna do is we're gonna confine him to house arrest from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. for the next 10 years. So, and the rest, he won't be allowed to work, and he'll be paid. He'll get his pay, but he won't be allowed to work anymore. So, that will punish him good, right? Good old Jonathan Ross. No, he's a Christian. He's a Christian, you guys.
I think it's all about the flavor. I say it's all about the taste. Like a crock into a gator.
Let's see. Okay, so, however, the name of the Davidic king is not totally preserved, as much of the stele has not survived since the 9th century BCE. So, wait. So, are we basing this on something that was supposedly cataloged in the minus 800s? No, my bad. Minus 9, sorry. No, 9th century. Yes, the 9th century is the minus 800s. They do that shit, and it's like... Morning, Bubba. Oh, I know. No. What's up, Doogie? Told you your lazy ass to sleep. Morning. How you feeling? You do a lot. He's huge, I know. Alright, all that remains of the name is the final syllable. So, it just so happens that the thing that supposedly holds the information the part with the name, the most important part, is missing. And then...
We might find what we are looking for. It's so strange we don't do more when we arrange who we adore. I think it's time our minds explore some new and better options. See, if someone tastes like toxins, it's a signal you should stop. Then you avoid you getting caught in someone else's holy net. To me, it's game and set, matching the clever bet. The next time your shore's all wet, my voice is all you hear, screaming through your ears. You may think it's kind of weird, but just put down the fear and let biology find your happiness.
Alright. All that remains of his name is the final syllable. An extremely common theophoric suffix, Yahoo.
I think biology's at play.
All that remains is YAHU. Because the stele coincides with the death of the Davidic king, with the death of Jehoram, the king of the kingdom of Samaria, scholars have reconstructed the second slain king as Uzziah of Judah, the only king contemporary to Joram, with a name ending in Yahoo. Boy, that's a fucking stretch. It's a super common name, but it could only be this one guy. The earliest unambiguous attested king from the Davidic line is Uzziah, U-Z-Z-I-A, who reigned in the 8th century BCE in the minus 700s, about 75 years after Uzziah, who is named on Boule seals, Boule, B-U-L-L-A-E, Boule, seals belonging to his servants Abijah and Shubnayahu. How do we know we're not talking about that Yahoo?
Since you wanted the right thing compared to what's left, I feel like I might scream, holding my breath, waiting on checks I know I can't cash, but what has me upset?
You know what's strange? Ask yourself why there are so many people in the comment section that seem to not want me to read this. Like, if they didn't want to hear it, they could just leave. Why would they want to hear me talk about something else if I don't matter? Why are they trying to stop you guys from hearing what's being said or encouraging you not to pay it? Who's going to waste their time doing that? It's fucking Saturday morning. You know? You really going to sit here and cry trying to get attention for something you don't like, you don't believe? Why not just live your life and do your own thing? Why would anybody waste so much energy on little old nothing me? I got 13 viewers at the moment. Yeah, I have 2,500 subscribers. Yeah, 13 viewers and 9 likes is a joke. But still. By the way, like, share, sub if you're watching. Maybe that helps. I don't know. But isn't it weird how there are so many people almost angry at me for exposing this friar history? Isn't that weird? Why aren't they like proud of it? Why aren't they encouraging me? Yeah, this stuff is so good. Keep reading it, Goyim. You'll understand why we're superior after you read the narrative. It makes sense. Why aren't they saying things like that? Uzia may also be mentioned in the annals of Tiglath-Pileser III. However, the texts are largely fragmentary, just like everything else. Just like everything else. Well, you know, there's some stuff. It's actual true. It's true. But there's only like one surviving text, and it's really like a whole bunch of pieces. Hang on a second. Let's see. Sorry. Additionally, a tombstone dated to the Second Temple period, claiming to mark the grave or reburial site of Uzziah, was discovered in a covent on the Mount of Olives. Was discovered on the Mount of Olives in 1931, but there is no way of determining if the remains were genuinely Uzzah's, as the stone had to have been carved more than 700 years after Uzzah died and was originally interred, and the tablet's provenance remains a mystery. I mean, do you see how like every claim they have is then backed up by like, well, not really. Right? It's the same thing just over and over again. Like, oh, and then there's this, and then there's this, and this is like the way it is, and it's just so like it's the historical record that justifies, you know, the Semitism that we demand from everyone. The supremacy that we demand is justified by this stuff. And then, but it's like it's not all. It's not like all like it might not be true. Like, you know, it's like everything they say, they just backtrack on it, right?
So we changed that. So that was 150.
www.the-bilderberg-group.com. It's free to download, free to listen to. Just go check it out.
but
So
to
he
me
gets
it's much
online
bigger than
and
can
starts looking
or
up a
can't do.
Honda,
Why pull
and they
that
had a
trigger?
bulletin
Don't
on
protect
CRVs from 2014.
It'll be in the description after the fact.
So,
I just can't put it in at the moment.
um, and it said that if you're having this problem, drain the trans fluid, reset the computer. It should fix it. If it doesn't, then it's the torque converter in the trans. So, Gilo looked at me, he goes, yeah, you drain the trans fluid, but only people that can reset the computer.
You do. It's good for you. It puts hair in your chest.
Once you've had one
But,
bite, then nothing can beat it, and you'll be all like,
It puts smarts in your brain. No, I can't. But it'll be in the description after the fact. It'll be the top link like it always is. If you need it right now, go check out a previous video because it's in all of those as well. It's the first link in every description. A controversial artifact called the Jehoash tablet recalls deeds performed by Jehoash of Judah, who reigned about 44 years before Uzziah. However, scholars are tensely divided on whether or not the inscription is genuine. Literally, every single thing they make a claim, and then they go, well, but it's probably not true. But then there's this, and this is like really cool, but that's probably not true either. After Uzziah, each successful king of Judah is attested to in some form, with the exception of Ammon of Judah. Jotham, Uzziah's successor, is named on the seals of his own son and successor, Ahaz, who ruled from 732 to 716 BCE, minus, those are minuses. Hezekiah, Aza's son,
they worked there, and then Gino that has the shop was his mechanic there. So he's known him 40 years, really nice guy. But his son is a tech there too, so we took a fair drive, and he was like, oh yeah, I don't even have to look at it, it's the torque converter. He goes, and it's actually really severe. So, now, here's what I'm holding my breath. They said we just have to figure out what made
The son is attested by numerous royal seals and Sennacherib's annals. Manasseh is recorded giving tribute to Esarhaddon. Josiah has no relics explicitly naming him. However, seals belonging to his son Elijah and officials Nathan Melech and Asaiah have been discovered, and the kings Jehoaz II, Joachim, and Zechariah are never explicitly named in historical records, but are instead alluded to. However, Jeconiah is mentioned by name in Babylonian documents detailing the rations he and his son were given while held prisoner during the Babylonian captivity. Why would anybody fucking believe this shit? It's so goddamn stupid. It's just so stupid. The idea that we know it. Like, okay, so tell me about somebody else from a different time period, or from that same time period, but a different prison logs. Tell me about all the other people that existed during that time. It's mentioned in this or that. Well, they mentioned it once. There was somebody mentioned by that name, so that must be us. And the thing is, all of that other shit that they're claiming, basing it on this or basing it on that, you don't have access to any of it. You just get the photocopied version of whatever, or the uploaded version of whatever. And to believe that any of it survives for as long as, so we have it, it's 2025, and we have these records from the -800s. You just have to be stupid.
That's where they're coming before one. That way you can't leave, believing those beliefs are your personal programs. You may try to go ham, but there's no damn.
The origins of the dynasty, on the other hand, are shrouded in mystery. The Tel Dan Stele has aforementioned remains the only mention of David himself outside of the Bible, and the historical reliability of the United Monarchy of Israel is archaeologically weak. Understand that Wikipedia is controlled by Israel. So if they could exaggerate and not be called out for it, they absolutely would. Right? It's like they just don't understand. Right? This is just fucking stupid. This is who is running our world. This is who we are letting steal our money and give it to them so they can live for free housing, free food, free medicine, free clothes, free schools, free everything. We suffer for that. Well, it's amazing. Suddenly my views dropped to 2. That's an interesting drop. Just out of the blue, huh? At the exact same time, 11 people were like, ah, fuck this guy. What the hell just happened? You would put us through Trump if you loved us.
Well, it does depend. Like,
Well,
I had 3 accords.
It doesn't, I mean, it's just, none of it is real. There is no, like, don't, this is the part where I just think is so strange. Why do you only think about yourself? Do you think you'd put us through blah, blah, blah? It's not about us. Do you really think if there was a God, it would allow grown men, old, nasty, crusty men, to live in absolute supremacy, in absolute opulence, surrounded by golden this, that, and the other, the most expensive robes, eating the best food, all that other shit, while they consistently rape children and or protect the pedophiles that do. And it's all in its name. Do you really think there'd be a God that'd be like, oh, that sounds good? Why doesn't God just dinkle, dinkle, dink and give out heart attacks for anybody that ever acts upon a child? As soon as you start, because God knows what your true intentions are, right? God can like see into your head, and God knows what, it's all fucking, there's no such thing as time. So God knows what you're going to do before you do it, right? Because God can see the future, and who the fuck knows? Whatever. So it would know if you're going to act upon fucking with some children. Why doesn't God just hand out heart attacks? First time you do it, it's a pretty mild heart attack, but it's a hey, you know what's happening heart attack. The second time you do it, wham, drops you dead. And the only reason you get the warning heart attack is so you can tell other people. So they can start building a pattern. So we start noticing, hey, this guy had a heart attack. Then he had a huge heart attack. Why are so many of these guys having 2 heart attacks? Why doesn't God do that? God makes people run faster than other people. God makes Stephon Diggs catch a touchdown. 4th and a zillion, no time left. The ball splits 2 defenders and Stephon Diggs takes it to the house. And they win. Last minute. And I don't know how you can see that and not think God is good. God is good because God was a Vikings fan that day, right? That makes sense to you? But like there's this great song called Pudding by TBG. And it says, how do you know that God doesn't absolutely hate everything that's associated with religion? Hate all you dumb Christians for your blind fucking faith. Hate the representation that again lives in opulence and rapes children and does nothing to help, eliminate hunger like it easily could, and all that other shit. hates the fact that the Jews think they're the chosen people and use that to commit genocide amongst all the other atrocities they commit. Hates Islam and the mutilation of little girls and the subjugation of so many people for their rights and all that other shit. How do you know your God doesn't hate that shit? And all of you are too stupid to pick up on it. But God finally got through to me and is using me to fight the fight. How can you prove that's not the case? Prove it's not real. If you can prove that that's not what's happening, then I'll agree that God exists. How's that? The way that you believe God's working through me, right? And apparently God must be testing you by providing you with this opportunity to be better than. And we'll see if you're just a good slave who's going to die. Look how stupid these people are. Look, they can't even address what's being said, so they just talk about anything they can. Interesting, isn't it? So the historical reliability of the United Monarchy of Israel is archaeologically weak. The stepped stone structure and large stone structure in Jerusalem, assuming Iliad Mazar's contested stratigraphic dating of the structures to the Iron Age 1 is accurate, show that Jerusalem was at least somewhat populated in King David's time, and led some credence to the biblical claim that Jerusalem was originally a Canaanite fortress. However, there's the however, it's always there. Jerusalem seems to have been barely developed until long after David's death, bringing into question the possibility that it could have been the imperial capital described in the Bible. In David's time, the capital probably served as little more than a formidable citadel, and the Davidic kingdom, quote, kingdom, was most likely closer to a loosely confederated regional polity, albeit a relatively substantial one. On the other hand, excavations at Khirbet Kefia and Elgon, as well as structures from Hazor, Gezer, and Megiddo, and other sites conventionally dated to the 10th century BCE, the minus 900s, are interpreted by many scholars to show that Judah was capable of accommodating large-scale urban societies centuries before minimalist scholars claim. And some have taken the physical archaeology of 10th century Canaan as consistent with the former existence of a unified state as a territory, as archaeological findings demonstrate substantial development and growth at several sites, plausibility related to the 10th century. I mean, again, this is all shit where it's like you have to trust that the people looking are unbiased. The people providing the information are unbiased. You have to accept the idea that these people are able to go find what they're looking for. Nobody else finds it. There's been thousands of years of buildings and people and travel and all this shit that went around on top of it. And for some reason, it's buried beneath everything else. Like the earth was smaller, at that time. And somehow a few layers of dirt hundreds of feet of dirt have accumulated somehow, buried everything. The problem is you believing any of it. You believe what they want you to believe. and you have literally no reason to. The reason you believe what you believe is arrogance. You're not provided with any sort of proof. You're told a narrative. You're always just told narratives. And then you choose which narrative you're going to believe. knowing that so much of the time it's fucking liars. It's liars telling you this shit. Even so, as for David and his intermediate descendants themselves, the position of some scholars, as described by Israel Finkelstein and Neil Silberman, authors of The Bible Unearthed, espouse that David and Solomon may well be based on certain historical kernels, quote, and probably did exist in their own right, but their historical counterparts simply could not have ruled over a wealthy, lavish empire as described in the Bible, and were more likely chieftains of a comparatively modest Israelite society in Judah, and not regents over a kingdom proper. So literally, it just doesn't even make any sense. Over and over again, it's just so. It's just bullshit. It's time and time again. Time and time again. Literally everything that was said was retracted right after it was said. Everything that was said was like, but however, and well, you know, it's just interesting that this is the history that they want us to see. You always have to remember that. Naftali Bennett said that everything that's posted, that they were there to teach Wikipedia editors how to edit things. Teach the editors of Wikipedia how to edit. For example, if someone searches the Gaza flotilla, they want to be there. They want to be the guys that influence what is written, how it's written, and to ensure that it's balanced and Zionist in nature. There to teach Israel, or to teach Wikipedia. The editors of Wikipedia who, you know, who are, you know, who are the number one source of information in the world at the time. They needed to be taught how to do their job.
All right. Yes.
The history, so that was the historicity of it. The history of it, according to the Tanakh, upon being chosen and becoming king. What is this?
It's just the converter. It's an easy job. Doesn't give them headaches. And we get it back Tuesday evening. That's exactly. So let's hope, because I think I've paid my dues otherwise.
All right. Upon being chosen and becoming king, it was when one was customarily anointed with holy oil poured on one's head. In David's case, this was done by the prophet Samuel. Initially, David was the king over the tribe of Judah only and ruled from Hebron. But after 7.5 years, the other Israelite tribes, who found themselves leaderless after the death of Ishbosheth, chose him to be their king as well. Sidebar here. What you're going to... Oh, it's insane, Matt. It's just insane how desperate they are to try to get me to stop talking about this. All of these, you know, regular American Christians who just hate what I do, blah, blah, they're not at all interested in this. And instead of just going and doing their own thing, they want me to talk about something else. It's really interesting. But what you're going to find in this story is that they're going to talk about how basically they were their own downfall because of the arrogance and the you know, that supremacy drive that feeds them. They couldn't actually just make it work out. They ended up clashing with each other and then losing their position. And that's what I'm really hoping is going to happen this time. I think you see so many of the, the Itmar Ben-Gavirs, the Bezalel Smotriches, the Netanyahus. These guys are all like just arrogant, megalomaniac psychopaths. They were opposition at different points throughout history. So let's just hope that it's that same arrogance that will bring them down again. You guys are the reason he won't talk to the chat. You're spewing bullshit. Oh yeah, exactly.
You can call me Puddin', 'cause I cooked and I
There's no such thing as your version of God. Yeah, there is. You dumbass. Like again, you ask the Christian the simple question, why is your thing right and Islam isn't? Christianity doesn't stand up to the test of time. It's been rewritten so many different times, and there aren't actually any sort of scriptures like you would think. Like the earliest scriptures were from the 900s or something like that. And that was until they conveniently found the Dead Sea Scrolls in 46, just before, in Israel, in Palestine, but just before they took over Israel. It just happened to work out where they supposedly found one scroll. Then they lost the cave that it was in for 2 years. And then once they established Israel, then they suddenly started finding all these other scrolls that were, it's bullshit, right? Nobody should believe that. And even if you do believe that the Dead Sea Scrolls are real, they're Jewish. It's about Jewish stuff. It's not about, Christian stuff. It's about Jewish stuff. But you guys don't like these things. And I personally I don't believe anything anymore. I don't believe in Ben Franklin, George Washington, Caesar, Alexander the Great, all of that shit. It's all just bullshit. It's all bullshit. And until you can explain to me the oldest pictures of the cities, the oldest actual pictures that we have that show architecture and technology that should not exist. The architecture is just, when you see the cityscapes and they're just huge. They go on as far as you can see, and there are skyscraper towers as far as you can see. Giant buildings, all of them, each one of them as opulent as anything, with designs and gold and all this. Like, look up the old London Bridge. Look up the engraving of what old London Bridge looked like. And if you can explain to me how that happened, but moving forward, if you go up to the oldest pictures of the cityscapes and they show the big, huge cities with all these incredible buildings, what you're going to see more than anything is no people. There are no people in these pictures. Huge cities with no people. When we can explain those pictures, then we can worry about what happened before them. James, Leo is about as dumb as it gets. Trust me on this one. All subsequent kings in both the ancient first kingdom of Israel and the later kingdom of Judah claim direct descendant from King David to validate their claim to the throne in order to rule over the Israelite tribes. Again, so much of his history is just hearsay. Supposedly they didn't believe in writing things down. So their history was an oral history for thousands of years. And you know how telephone works. The person that starts the message, after all the people it goes through, when it gets back to them, it's identical. There's never any variations. It's all just, it's a stupid game because it's like, I said this, and then, I'm kidding. I'm trying to squeeze blood from this turnip. But you know what I'm saying? The telephone game doesn't work. You can be in a room with people, whisper something to someone in a room, or, you know, in a circle, 20 people, and by the time it gets back to you, it's not what you said. That's in a 2 minute circle thing. Like, that's not over thousands of years. I know that I just said it here. Anyway, why? What? James, what keeps you holding on to the narrative? Like, and again, which God do you question? Do you think that maybe Allah is real, or maybe God is real, or Yahweh, or Vishnu, or which God do you leave the door open for?
Let's go to the circus. Let's watch the monkeys dance around. Let's not jump any hurdles.
No God is real. All BS. Yes. This guy says Yahweh is God. LOL. Like, right? Because, Jesus, that's God. That's serious. But Yahweh. How are you that stupid? I'm literally reading to you why Jesus is a Jewish fairy tale, where the whole thing comes from, and you still believe it. It's not like this is my, this is what I've come up with. This is what it says. It tells you flat out it's bullshit. After the death of David's son, King Solomon, the 10 northern tribes of the kingdom of Israel rejected the Davidic line, refusing to accept Solomon's son, Rehoboam, and instead chose the kingdom of Jeroboam, and formed the northern kingdom of Israel. The kingdom was conquered by the Neo-Assyrian Empire in the 8th century BCE. In the 700s. Man, there is a lot going on at this time. Have you noticed that? By the way, if you're watching, like, share, sub. It helps out, apparently. We're starting to build the shit back. So we'll see what happens. Do you think all the gods get together and party and laugh at us? No. I mean, I think if they were real, they would, but no. There are no these. Wait. This kingdom was conquered by the Neo-Assyrian Empire, which biblically, in the 8th century BCE, which biblically and according to archaeology, to date exiled much of the bulk population of the northern kingdom, thus ending its sovereign status. These are known to history as the 10 lost tribes. However, every single claim comes with a however. Yep. However, archaeology and documentation seems at this date to indicate that some of the population were left and intermixed with the Judean populations in the kingdom of Judah, in the kingdom of Judea, and 2 centuries later with the exiled Judean populations in Mesopotamia. The best archaeology and documentation to date also seem to indicate that the remaining non-exiled Israeli peoples in the Sumerian highlands have become known as the Samatarians during the Classic era and to modern times. Some of this seems to be confirmed by DNA analysis. That's banned. Remember, they've banned it. Karen, what's happening? Everyone invariably and proven through study and writing since time and memorial began. We are individuals unique by design, down to our fingerprints. So they say. You don't know that. You don't know that some guy in China doesn't have the same. There is fucking a billion Chinese. You're telling me you think that of all the people in the world, all the people that have ever existed, none of us have the same fucking fingerprints? Do you really honestly think of all those snowflakes that are out there right now, not one of them is the same as the other one?
Is much less treat than trick. But taking that trip down memory lanes like faking a flip.
It's silly. We need to be smart enough to understand and understand how disconnected we are from our senses and their abilities. For example, Ange would agree, hopefully, as a soul who feels the energy. Oh yeah, she's all about that energy. Who the hell cares if they are real, if they give people comfort in believing? Well, if that was all that came from it, then yeah, you'd be right, right? If it was just a pacifier for the fucking crybabies, then I guess that would be okay. But even if you have a child, right, you don't let your kid keep sucking their thumb, do you? What harm does it do? They're just soothing themselves. They're just sucking their thumb. Well, guess what? They then grow up with fucked up mouth problems and gross thumbs, and nobody wants to be like. That's disgusting. There are problems that come from it. What we should do is teach people how to properly deal with things instead of relying on some fairy tale bullshit that does nothing but let them down. Unless you're praying that, you wake up tomorrow, then I guess that, you can't be let down there, but because even if you don't wake up, you never know. But everything that you do, everything that people pray for, it all comes with stipulation. You have to pay for that shit. You have to do it. Nobody can sit here and go, you know what? I'm going to stop going to work and I'm just going to pray all day, every day that I get food, prepared food that shows up somehow, and all my bills get paid from here on out. That's not going to work. I'm going to dedicate my life to God. I'm going to dedicate my life to prayer. All I'm going to do is pray. I'm going to reject all of the earthly temptations, and I'm just going to sit in my house all day and just pray. And food will just show up all cooked and ready to go. It'll get cleaned up, and my rent will get paid, my light bill will get paid, all of it, right? No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Religion has mishandled the message of God as a Christian agnostic. Oh my God. You're so arrogant. So you're saying, as an arrogant human being, the people that provide you with the belief structure don't have it right. But somehow you do? You know what's right about the whole thing? You've got this shit figured out, but the providers don't? Are you really that arrogant, or did you just not realize that's what you're doing? Because you're fucking arrogant, man. Strong in faith equals arrogance. Exactly. It absolutely does. Let me ask you, why are you so strong in your faith? What proof do you have that your faith is real and validated? How do you know that your belief in God is the right one, but the Muslims are incorrect? What proof do you have? If it's anything other than just an ignorant, arrogant choice that you make, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear what this infallible, undeniable proof that you have is that validates your strength in your faith that isn't arrogance. Jesus performed miracles and taught hundreds of people who still disbelieve. What the fuck does that even mean? So are you saying that the Bible that is provided to you by the people who you say get it wrong, that part's right? Because again, you're basing this on, I heard a story. I'm asking you, in your real life, what proof do you have that it's real? How can you undeniably validate and justify believing in something that is consistently caught raping children and you turn a blind eye? It means no proof I could provide you would be accepted as legitimate. See, now you're doing the cop out, right? You would think if you had a legitimate experience, something that you could share, whether I believed it or not, wouldn't matter. You would want to share it with people. There would be other people that would hear it and you'd be like, see, you'd help them. But you're saying, because I won't listen to what you're saying, you're not going to say it. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting how you do that? I'm always fascinated by people like you. Because you walk yourself into it and then you deny it.
The lines we saw as nautical are now redrawn in space.
You guys see this? Why do Christians have such a hard time defending their belief structure? Not only do you believe it to be real, but you have supposedly hundreds of years, thousands of years of evidence that you should know and be able to be like, hey, no, there's this and this and this. But the truth is, outside of your Bible and your faith in your Bible, you don't have anything. Anything. I don't need to convince you there is a God. See, then why are you trying to? See what I mean? This is such a typical Christian cowardly thing to do. That when asked to please share with the rest of the group the validation of your faith, tell us why you believe in what you believe, you act like that's some sort of insult. I'm not going to share that with you. I'm not going to tell you about my experience with God. Why wouldn't you? Aren't you proud of it? Again, why does whether or not I believe it or not matter to you? You should, that's what true faith is, right? And instead, you're finding every cop-out you can. My faith is mine, and I share in the love of God with my fellow Christians. Yeah. When other people believe what I believe already, then I'll do it. But when it comes down to somebody who questions it, that's so embarrassing, man. You're so embarrassing. See the relationship between people believe WWE is real like God. People believe what they want to believe. This dumbass doesn't actually have a reason for believing what they want to believe, or else they would openly share it. Like, why would anybody hide their faith? Why would you hide that? And it's just a cop-out. It's just more of that fucking dumb bullshit, man. What are we even talking about it now? Now we're gaslighting. What are we even talking about? 11 people. Now you're too stupid to understand what we're talking about? Literally, you're the one that we're talking about right now. Or did you forget that? God bless the chat. It doesn't matter, bro. I'm just engaging in a dialogue, but I'm attacked and criticized, laughing my ass off, just like the Christ was. Cheers. Oh, run away, coward. Run away, coward. You probably voted for Harris. Well, we know you're a pedophile Trump supporter. As a Christian, you've been seasoned. You've been prepared to support pedophiles your whole life. It's literally the only way you could maintain your, quote, faith is by supporting pedophiles. Because we know your church is constantly caught doing that shit and then does nothing about it. But hey, let's go. Let's go. I'm not running, bro. Right. Sure. Just rambling about nothing. We have a friar, ladies and gentlemen. His voice is so whiny. That's why you come here every day to hear it, right, crybaby? Yup. Oh, the drugs I must be on because I don't believe in Sky Daddy. I don't believe there's a man up in the sky who talks to me and influences me and hears my prayers. Yeah, I must be on some crazy drugs to not believe that. Oh, now go hit the cracky again, fam. I'm not mad. I'm loving this. I am too. I appreciate it. Now I wear a dress. Now I'm a Democrat. Yep, see? Look at this dumbass. This is your typical Christian, folks. Literally falling apart, crashing out in the comments. Can't help it. They're getting attacked. They're getting attacked because I said, explain. Share why you believe in your God, and they feel attacked. Why would anyone want to believe in something that provides such meager faith for people? Right? Like, this is embarrassing. You use this as the basis for your life. Hopefully you don't have kids that you teach this bullshit, but if you did, now you have stupid kids. Your stupid parents that taught you this shit. And that stupidity cycle is just repeating over and over again without any real, ability to justify it or even engage. Like, they can't even engage in this shit. They just start crashing out. You voted for Harris. You're a Democrat. What a clown. What a clown. And now they're letting all of their bigotry fly out. This guy is they, them, right? Because again, I'm sure they justify their bigotry on the Bible, right? Where does it say anything about God not liking the gays again?
I'm gonna die.
Let's see. Does anybody know, or are you just more dumbasses? Like, you saw some white guy do this, so you think, well, I'm white, and I should repeat what they say. Not very smart.
Butterfly, I'm gonna die.
Today. God isn't real, but a man can be a woman. What? What are you even talking about now? See, you definitely can't have this conversation, right? You're just showing how stupid you are. It's amazing how these fucking bigots are just everywhere. And then you go, yeah, but what about all the people that are literally caught consistently either raping children or covering up for it? And they go, yeah, never mind that. Those guys are on my side. Those guys believe the same fairy tale I do, so it's okay. What about all the Christians that are being killed right now by God's chosen people in a genocide? What about all the children that are being starved to death and then the bombs are being dropped on them? What about them? What's God have to say about that? I don't know about that, but I know that I got a car and I prayed that I could get a car, and then I worked really hard for it and I saved all my money, and then God gave me a car. I mean, I bought it. Yeah, and I had to put a lot of work into it and everything, but God did that.
All glory to God.
Oh, glory to God. Look at how fucking ridiculous these people are. Here we go. Yeah, Palestinians are Christians now. Not all of them, but some are, you dumbass. Actually, there was a decent sized population. But then again, look at the arrogant piece of shit, right? in a place where a bunch of women, mostly women and children, because the men have all been captured or killed, especially the children who really don't have any choice, don't know any better. And a lot of times these women, they're not very worldly. They don't know much more because they don't believe in the same sky daddy as you, even though it is the same sky daddy. It's got a different name. You know, Islam and Christianity are so similar, it's a joke. But they're part of the 3 Abrahamic religions, so that shouldn't even be that much of a surprise for people. They're Abrahamic.
You know,
The father of the Jewish people, Abraham.
I have to tell you, I witnessed something pretty cool that most people would have just overlooked yesterday. So I went to, I was at a transmission shop yesterday, and the people that own it are from Jordan, and they're Muslim. And my friend picked me up to bring me home, and he's Chaldean. They met each other, and the dude from Jordan said to my other friend, he said, "Oh, you Arabic?" And he goes, "They're Chaldean." And he goes, "Oh, from Jordan. We're different, but we're the same." And this was like an old man, you know? And I just, it didn't, like, I didn't think about it again until we were driving home, and I just thought about, like, how fucking cool and accepting. Like, that's how people should be. Oh, yeah, you have different beliefs. Whatever, we're still people. We're still the same.
To a degree, I guess.
It was
But
cool.
the thing is, I get what you're saying, but the reality is, it's those insane beliefs. Maybe you don't do the bad things,
Right.
but your beliefs are what maintains the bad things. And your beliefs are what protect those who have the same beliefs and do bad things. Like, and it's all bullshit. That's the most important aspect of it. It's all literally bullshit. You know, they're controlling us through like laughably stupid fairy tales. Shit that contradicts itself left and right. Let me ask this question. Throughout the Bible, there are multiple times when you know, 2 people are having a conversation. They're out in the middle of nowhere. One person is having a conversation with God. Right? He's made his God phone, and God is your name's going to be this now, and you know, your 90-year-old wife is going to be called Sarah, not Sarai. She'll no longer be Sarai, she will be Sarah. And you will no longer be Abram, you will be Abraham. Yeah, and you will have a child. Yeah, but God, I'm like 90 and she's like 90. Don't worry, you're still going to have a child. Okay. And then, you know, everything that you can see from this point to and on, that's all yours. So go tell the people of that town that now all of this is yours because I say so. And that's what happens. They go and it's like, so who was writing all that down? Who was taking the notes? Were there little naked, like little naked butt cherubs with their little wings flying around, writing down all the different conversations that are happening behind closed doors? Like I was talking about yesterday, in your famous Sodom and Gomorrah story that you dumbasses used to justify your bigotry, that story isn't about gay anything. It's the stupidest fucking story. If you think Sodom and Gomorrah justifies hatred of gays, you probably don't know that story. But at the end of the story, when the daughters, the 12, 13, 14-year-old daughters, virgin daughters, are trying to decide, you know, are cultivating their plan for how they're going to get their father so drunk, their 90-plus-year-old father so drunk that he can have sex with them and not remember it, because if he's a man and he remembers, it's bad, but the women, whatever. But they conceive their plan for how they're going to get their father drunk and then get impregnated by him. Who's writing that conversation down? Did the girls write it down? And then just keep it on a little piece of paper and you know, when somebody was putting together the Bible, they were like, oh yeah, don't forget this little piece of paper. Do you understand how stupid that shit is? You know, anybody who believes the Bible, believes Sodom and Gomorrah is justification for hatred of gays. Again, you're just so stupid. You know, when the two angels show up, so for those that don't know, I'll do the story again, but Lot, this old man named Lot is sitting on the bench out on like the gate outside of the town, because Sodom and Gomorrah are like these walled cities or some I don't fucking know. But he's sitting there, and these two guys come walking up, and he's like, hey, why don't you come in my house and stay the night? And they're like, what the fuck? No. We gotta go. We're going way over yonder. So, and Lot's like, oh, come on, it's nighttime. You know, you can come in my house. I'll give you unleavened bread, and, you know, you go in the morning. And they're like, all right, we'll come to your house and have unleavened bread. That's the key right there, unleavened bread. They're angels, you know. So I always picture the Transformers logo, because it like changes scene. And now they're at Lot's house, but suddenly all the men in the towns of Sodom and Gomorrah are suddenly, I don't know, as if it was commanded by God, they're all suddenly stricken with very specific gay. Because somehow they all know that these two dudes are inside of Lot's house. And they're all just drawn to these two dudes to, you know, have gay sex with them. They're not out there fucking each other. They're not like real gay where it turns into like a gay pride parade and they're all marching around and being gay and making out and shit. No, they're all standing outside of Lot's house and they're like, hey, Lot, send out those two guys we shouldn't know are there. And Lot's like, nah, how about I send out my two virgin daughters and you guys can do whatever you want with them. You just leave these two guys alone. And they're like, thankfully, no. We are very specifically gay for those two guys in there. And as they go to attack Lot, the angel pulls him inside the house and at the same time makes all of the men blind. And now they can't find the door that was right in front of them. And then the logo flashes again. And now it's later. And they're like, all right, Lot, we weren't supposed to say anything, but we're angels. God's going to destroy all of this because everybody's so gay here. And I can only imagine Lot thinking like they weren't gay until you showed up. And they weren't gay for each other. Almost like God made you want to have sex with them. Or made them want to have sex with you, but whatever. And they're like, yeah, you guys got to leave tomorrow. And so they say, you, your daughters, and the husbands that they're betrothed to, who happened to be in the fucking rape mob earlier, you could all go get the fuck out of here tomorrow. And Lot's like, yeah, but I'm like super old. I don't know if I can go very far. So the angels are like, hang on, and they call God, and they're like, God, yeah, what's up, man? And, you know, this Lot guy, he says he's really old. He can't go, you know, you're destroying the earth and shit like that. He says he can't go. He was asking if you can go to a little town that's a few Bible miles away, whatever that shit is, because Bible miles are covered in Godspeed. It's crazy how fast and whatnot people cover these great distances in the Bible, but somehow they do. And so they ask God, and God's like, all right, this one time I'll let it happen. So they promise to spare the city. So then again it flips, and Now, Lot is talking to the husbands to be of his daughters, and he's like, "Hey, you know how you were all like blind and very specifically gay earlier?" And they were like, "Yeah, that's really weird, wasn't it?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, it's because those were angels, and God's gonna destroy the whole town because everybody's so gay here." And the angels are like, "What are you talking about? Nobody's gay here. That was just weird. Almost like God made us do it. Besides, you're crazy, old man. We don't like your story. Get the hell out of here." So Lot's like, "Oy vey, all right, I'll leave. But don't say I didn't warn you." So then it's now they're getting ready to leave, and the angels are like, "What the fuck you still doing here? You gotta go." And Lot's like, "All right, well, we're gonna go. We need to get out of here." And the angels are like, "All right, go. But whatever you do, don't turn back and look, because bad things will happen." And so they're walking their asses to the town that's far away, I guess. I don't know. It's stupid. And the mother must have been in front, because at some point she turns around to look and gets turned into a pillar of salt. And the only way they could know that is if she was in front of them. So then they get to the town, and suddenly Lot's like, "You know what? I don't really trust those angels. I think they were lying. I think God's going to destroy this town too. It just so happens that I have a little cave up at the top of the mountain over there. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of locks. It's got a lot of Manischewitz in it, like a lot of Manischewitz, just in case he wanted to get me drunk and then have sex with me, so I wouldn't know. Why don't we go to that mountain hole that I just happen to have all stocked with food and preparations, I guess." So Mario jumped their asses up to the hole, and now they're in the cave, and that's when, the sisters are like, "Hey, sister, you know how our father is such a great man? Because, he was willing to give us to that rape mob to save those two strange angels that showed up?" "Yeah, older sister, that's pretty awesome." "Well, younger sister, doesn't matter that we're only like 12 and 13, 13, 14, 12, 14, whatever we are. It's too bad. Because, again, they're stupid women. Who cares? Women turn to a pillar of salt, stupid women. Look back and shit. Who cares what women think? Poor father, such a good man, doesn't have a boy to carry on his family name. All he has is those stupid daughters. Why don't we get him super, super drunk? He's only like 90. I'm sure Whiskey Dick wouldn't kick in if he was so drunk he couldn't remember having sex with his daughters. But the next day, older daughter's like, "Huzzah! I am pregnant with a boy. You need to do the same thing tonight, younger sister." And the next day, the younger sister's like, "Huzzah! I am pregnant." And then those children, one becomes the leader of the Ammonite. He's like the leader, the founder of the Anamites, and the other one is the Moabites. And in a lot of circles, like the Nation of Islam, the Moabites are where black people come from. So black people, the Nation of Islam has tricked black people into thinking that black people come from a old 90-plus-year-old Jewish man being so drunk he couldn't remember impregnating his daughters. And I guess the kids came out a little dark. I mean, it's fucking insane, right? That is your biblical narrative. And that is the one that's used to justify hating gay people. Where is the gay part in that narrative? It doesn't exist. Like, it's so crazy that they've tricked you into believing such a disgusting narrative. It's like embarrassing and stupid. How about
like it's supposed to be. The hopelessness and greed dominate the landscape. We're focused on the need while they control us using mandates. Claiming all should stand straight, they cower to the truth. Providing only band-aids, they use the power of the youth to devour and remove the
all right, let's see.
The towers are the proof, just like the acorns in the cemetery. The truth the news mentions barely hides all of its lies. They use the ruse to bent the
Biblical
scary guys
narrative.
compromise. Their eyes are on the prize. As sheep were
See, you gotta actually read it, because it's Sodom and Gomorrah are two of the 5 cities of the plain referred to in Abraham and Lot's conflict, and the story of Lot's daughters that rebel against Lodormolor and Elam, to whom they were subject. At the Battle of Siddim, Chador-laomer defeats them and takes many captives, including Lot, the nephew of the Hebrew patriarch Abraham. Abraham gathers his men, rescues Lot, and frees the cities. Later, God gives notice to Abraham that Sodom had a reputation for wickedness. Abraham asked God, "Will you sweep away the righteousness with the wicked?" Starting at 50 people, Abraham negotiates with God to spare Sodom if 10 righteous people could be found. God sends 2 male messengers to destroy Sodom. Lot welcomes them into his home, but all the men of the town surrounded the house and demanded that he surrender the visitors that they may, quote, know them carnally. Lot offers the mob his virgin daughters to, quote, do to them as you please. But they refuse and threaten to do worse to Lot. The angels strike the crowd with blind. The messengers tell Lot, "For we are about to destroy this place because of the outcry against them before God has become so great that God has sent us to destroy it." The next morning, because Lot had lingered, the messengers took Lot's wife, and his 2 daughters by hand out of the city and told him to flee to the hills and not look back. Lot says that the hills are too far away and asked to go to Zorah in the Transjordan instead. God then rained sulfur and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah, and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. Lot and his 2 daughters are saved, but his wife disregards the angel's warning, looks back, and turns into a pillar of salt. Boy, they sure leave out the rest of that, don't they? Let's see. Trying to find. See, that's the shortened version, but I gotta do it this way. So I'm gonna read you guys the actual Sodom and Gomorrah. I know it's your favorite thing to hear. Sodom and Gomorrah. We gotta go with the KJV version. That's the only one that matters, right? Why you would read anything other than the KJV is pretty fucking weird. But let's see. All right. I know it sucks. Believe me, I know this sucks. Please, I'm very sorry, but there's a point to prove. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat at the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, "Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet. And ye shall rise up early and go on your ways." And they said, "Nay, but we will abide in the street all night." See? They turned him down. And he pressed upon them greatly. And they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Know them. That's sex. That's gay sex. Very specifically gay. Because none of these men are fucking each other right now. Which just seems weird. Like if they're gay, even if, I mean, we're talking about a lot of people. So even if you had some gay in you, if you were like the 90th person to get a piece of that, that couldn't be very much fun. It would be like sticking your thing in like a jar of jelly or something, right? Her double reaction was hilarious. I wish you guys could see that. But seriously, like you'd think they'd like, hey, I'm gay. I don't feel like waiting for all of these guys to take their turn. I drew my number and it's like number, 750. You gotta, maybe your number's like 648. Maybe you want to go have some gay sex because we're gay now. You'd think that would have been happening, but apparently it didn't. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him. Good thing the details are there. When it comes to details in this story, what Lot did inside and outside of the door is what matters the most. Like, when I read this story, aren't you like, he shut the door, and now I know. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold now, I have 2 daughters, which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them unto you, and do ye to them as in good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Here are my daughters. Do as you will with them. Just leave these 2 guys that just showed up alone. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn, and he needs to be a judge. Now, will we deal worse with thee than with them? And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house and shut the door, and to the door. And shut to the door. Sorry, I can't read. I'm stupid. They shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. Weren't they just breaking the door? Weren't they just there? Why would sudden blindness make them not be able to continue pushing forward? And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides? Son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters. And they were married at this point. And well, then how were they still virgins if they were married? Why were they still at Lot's house if they had been married and given over? Marriage is the transfer of property. So once they're married, they now belong to to those men. What's that about? Did they not pay their dowry yet? Is that why? and spake upon his sons-in-law which married, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. They made fun of him. Because again, they were just blind and gay for a little while, but come on, stupid old man. That was just it's like a weird thing that just happened. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto them. And they brought him forth, and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought him forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. Again, who's writing this down? And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my lord. Behold now, thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shewed Shewed, upon me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold now, this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. I mean, that's how they talk, literally. Like they sound like old Jewish men in the thing. Behold now, this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. It is not a little one. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. That's why it sounds so weird, because you have to put it in that sort of cadence for it to make sense. But then it sounds natural, or at least how they talk. And he said unto them, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing, and I will not overthrow this city for which thou hast spoken. That's God, I guess. I don't know. No, that's not he. That must be one of the angels as he. I'm not sure. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou become thither. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zor. Makes sense, doesn't it? The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zor. Zor is the name of
No, Zog or something.
yeah, General Zod. Zor is the name of Smashing Pumpkins' Billy Corrigan's band, right? Didn't he come up with a band called Zor? When the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven, because he loves you, he rained fire and brimstone from heaven. Can you imagine what those poor people were like? All the children in that town? Because there had to be a lot of children. Fire and brimstone starts raining down, kind of like dropping bombs and shit. And he overthrew those cities, and all the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. So he destroyed, was it the whole earth? Or was it just this entire part of the earth? But his dumb wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. So if she was behind him, which she should have been because, he's the man, how would he know she became a pillar of salt? Did he walk backwards? Well, no, because he'd have been walking with... Oh, shit. What's going on, honey? Hang on. Oh, shit, you're a pillar of salt. better keep
How does
going.
he know it's salt without licking it, tasting it?
Because he's a salt expert. And Abraham, we're suddenly switching to Abraham, gat, G-A-T, up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. Now we're back to crane talk. And Abraham gat up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, again, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. Again, crane talk. And it came to pass when God destroyed the cities of the plain that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. Yeah, that's what we get. And Lot went up out of Zor and dwelt in the mountain. Why did he go? Why? Why did he go to the town that he begged to go to, get there, and then be like, nah, let's go up into the mountain, into that little hole that I have set up? How did he have a hole set up there? And his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zor, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. Again, crane speak. And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. So right here, she's saying that the entire earth is destroyed, right? If there's not another man on the earth to come into us after the manner of all the earth, right? It's weird that these kids are saying that. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose, because he was so drunk. And it's okay that the man is drunk and doesn't know. If the woman knows, she's a woman. Who gives a shit? But if the man were to know, it would be a bad thing. But this man who is so old that they're like, our father is old, can be so drunk that he doesn't remember being with his daughters and yet doesn't get that whiskey dick, huh? And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also, because he wasn't hungover or anything. And the younger arose and lay down and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father, and the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab, the same as the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Benami, the same as the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. You tell me how I'm wrong there. You tell me how that story talks about how bad gay people are. Does that seem like a story about how bad gay people are? You know how fucking insane that story is? Do you know how insane that story is? That it hasn't been buried? That people weren't like, you know what, this one's... Let's not use this one. It's fucking nuts. It's so fucking crazy. Like, how does anybody believe that shit? Why? Why would you want to believe such awful, awful shit? It's awful. It's not good at all. It is, Mary. Hey, Mary, how are you? I didn't see you were here. That's the story that the average everyday person uses to justify their bigotry towards gay people. It's shocking. Like, this is just crazy, man. Where are all the Christians now? Why aren't they speaking up about how I was wrong and I'm a lion and I misinterpreted and all the shit they said after I said it the first time? After I made it funny. This is crazy. It's crazy that people are persecuted, that people's lives are disrupted, that people, you know, a couple can be had been together for 40 years. You know, a couple of dudes been together for 40 years and the one's dying of cancer, and because the hospital has a family only policy, their 40-year lover is not allowed to be with them because they're not recognized as family. And assholes are allowed to just dictate, well, we're allowed to do blah, blah. You know how fucking insane that is? There are kids that are taught that there's something wrong with them because their God made them be attracted to other men. They put them through these torturous camps and just abuse them left and right to make them, don't be gay, don't be gay. All because of that bullshit? What the fuck are we talking about? And at the same time, you know, up until the internet took over, the only real time you ever heard about any sort of massive pedophilia or anything like that was when the church made the news. And they made the news all the time. It's crazy. Welcome back. Yeah. I just don't understand what, like, what makes people so ignorant and hateful, and like, it's not like the Bible comes with this guarantee, this goodness where you're like, oh sweet, I subscribe to this bullshit so everything works out great from here on out. That's not how shit works. Like, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine why anybody. What's the benefit? I don't understand it. I try looking it up. I try understanding why you believe what you believe. You know, I try hoping you understand it. I go live to talk about it and put myself out here like I do. This is a lot harder on me than you guys realize. And it's all because I have this insatiable need to understand things, to explain it. I just want to know. I want to figure this out. And why do you think they're better than people like us? Why do they think they're better than people like us? Because the book says so. I mean, if you look at so the entire Bible is a Jewish fairy tale. All of the main characters are Jewish. And it's basically story after story of these Jewish characters that are able to create God phones where, you know, nobody else ever sees or hears this conversation. But they supposedly talk to God. God tells them that that all of this is theirs, all of that is theirs. And then I guess people just sort of go with it. But it's basically these narratives of a friar deems themselves superior, tells you they own this, that, and the other. Whether it's yours or not, it doesn't matter. And you're supposed to go, yeah, okay, that's how that works. That's how the Bible works. Why? I'm not better than the Bible, right? You're not better than the Bible, right? You're not better than God, right? And it's that exact thing that, like, that's why we're in such a fucked up spot. Why do you think, like, we live in such a it's 2026? We should be the Jetsons by now, or at least getting close. And instead, we've clearly been going backwards for a while. And we're clearly kept from real truth. There's all these videos that have been showing up lately of people recording these crazy noises coming out of the sky, so they think. These machine sounds, these weird noises, these trumpet-like sounds. Of course, biblical people always go with that shit. Like, they're clearly using tech that we don't know they have. Probably digging holes. Don't you guys think it's strange that Nick Fuentes showed, like, no signs of being anything but Nick Fuentes until I started talking about him being fake? And now suddenly all these guys are sort of cracking. I'm waiting for Ian Carroll to crack. But Nick Fuentes has really gone off a deep end recently, don't you think? Nick Fuentes was given a prime opportunity to say, yeah, I think Israel not only killed Charlie Kirk, but they created him to begin with. If you just look at his donor list, it's all them. He wasn't turning against them. I hate that narrative. I really do. Because it's like, because right now the popular thing to do, the righteous thing to do is to not support that insanity. People are like cherry picking these brief comments, these brief sort of things, or these things that are taken out of context, where Charlie is sort of making fun of somebody. Oh yeah, and then these people say, oh well, what about this and this and this, and they leave the part out where he says, oh, and then these people say. The clip starts with and this and this and this and this. They've manufactured this sort of narrative that Charlie was, turning on Israel or some kind of bullshit. But what's strange too is how come Israel creating the Charlie Kirk angel video that was immediately, like rejected by the people, but it was extremely tasteless. It was an angel, a Charlie Kirk angel, talking about how, it sucks that it happened, but this just strengthens our ties with Israel, yada, yada, yada. Like, it was shockingly inappropriate. Even for someone like me. Like, I'm like, I cannot believe Christians across the board didn't revolt at that. How dare you put that shit out there, you disgusting pieces of shit. But I always use the same example. And there's an example, there was Piers Morgan is a very staunch Israel supporter. And one day he had on like the UK ambassador to Israel or something like that. And the conversation goes into the point where it's like, well, he's asking like, how many of the people killed that you're saying were how many are children? What are the numbers? And she's going, well, I don't know. It's all Hamas. It's all Hamas. And she's saying these like pull cord responses. And for once he sort of cracks and he's like, yeah, but you can't just keep saying it's all Hamas. What about the children? What about the innocent children that are consistently, being shown to have a bullet straight through the head or, in the chest? Or, what about all of the deliberate killing of children? What are those numbers like? And she's like, well, I don't know those numbers. I don't know those numbers. She's being shitty. And he's like, well, if anybody's supposed to know those numbers, isn't it you? And she, the whole thing sort of ends, but immediately friars around the world, what's up, Algo? Friars around the world jumped on board and were like, oh my God, you're anti-Semitic. That's anti-Semitism. Yeah, no. And Piers is like, what are you? I'm like your guys' biggest ally. What are you talking about? I love how my like number keeps falling. What's going on here? If you're watching, like, share, and sub. Don't let them take that shit down. So then, like a week or two later, he has on the Israeli ambassador to the UK. So this time it's a friar guy, and he's like a real asshole. And Piers is like, look, I don't understand. I'm nothing but the staunchest supporter of you guys. And as soon as I question something, I'm all of a sudden labeled anti-Semitic and I'm attacked, and I don't think that's very fair. And the guy's like, well, it wasn't what you said. It was how you approached her, and people thought that you didn't give her enough respect, and like he just avoided it. But it was the notion that as soon as he said even the slightest thing that wasn't liked by the community, they viciously attacked him and slandered him and, said that about him. So if Charlie had been slowly making that turn, where was the same response? It goes way back to Special School Elementary School Gateway Project. Charlie was created way before, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no shit. No shit. They're not just plucking random people out of nowhere. And it just depends on how willing you allow yourself to go. Do you really think in the last minute, less than that, 11 people were just like, fuck this guy. All at the same time? Look, we have a white person who's just your typical douchebag. Ice, baby. Like, the white girl got shot, right? By an ICE agent, right? At least that's what the narrative is. Her name was Renee, which means born again or reborn. Born again good was killed by ICE. You really don't think that's weird? The fact that they pulled the body and rushed it down as they were carrying instead of like doing the CPR right there, and all of the weird things that are now coming out about it. Okay, do you really not question this yet? You still believe Tyler Robinson did it too? You still follow that bullshit? I just want to say I hate Ben Shapiro. Well, who actually watches Ben Shapiro? Do you really think Ben Shapiro has a large enough audience to validate and justify his position in our world? Do you really think enough non-Jewish people watch Ben Shapiro for him to have such a spotlight on him like that? Who watches that piece of shit? He's an awful human being. And you would think only like the only sort of extremist friars would watch this piece of shit. But he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. And again, who do you think watches him? Anyway, so Mary's here, so I'm going to play the new song, and then I'm going to bounce. I was waiting for you, Mary. We have a new song. Okay, so it's a new old song, so I'm going to tell the story again because it's my feed and I feel like it. So this song, I think it was written in maybe 2016. It's at least, I could have sworn the video said, or the email that I found was from January of 2017, but I might be wrong on that. It might be later on. But how many of you know who Mark Devlin is, right? Do any of you know Mark Devlin? He's a pretty prominent truther, but kind of fake. Well, I sent this song to him in an email. And for some reason I had sent it like as the actual song itself, not like here's a link. I actually sent him a song. I think he said he was going to use it in something. I don't remember what it was, but I had sent it to him. This song's called Israel. I think it was written in 16, but at the very latest it was written in 17, produced in 17. We had a video for it on Facebook, and we had it on our shit, on our website. And one day, it was just gone. The video was gone, and it was gone from our website, but it was also gone from Charles's computer. He couldn't find it either. And we've been looking for it for a long time, and we're like, where the fuck is this song at? We just couldn't fucking find it. And so we'd kind of like given up a little bit, I guess. So today, I get a notification from Gmail. You got to clear your shit, clear some space. So I'm going through some shit, and I notice it's there. It's in this message to Mark, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I click on it, and the song starts playing. And I'm like, oh my God, how the fuck? So I quickly downloaded it. I sent it over to Charles. He uploaded it to the website, and now it's back. But what a weird situation it was. So this is called Israel. And I might leave after it, or I might play one more after it. I don't know. It's going to be loud. I want to hear it in the car, but this is what we have for now. I hate the fucking phone.
Stop being taught and educate yourself.
Excuse me.
Let's not mince words. I'm anti-Jew. Semitic refers to all of those who stand to be screwed by Israel's hand. Land that is viewed as part of a plan, penned by a band always on the run. But when you overstand, you see more than one. Our vision begun in our image, not his. So let's have some fun and ask who our is. Their book plainly gives a set of instructions. And as history lives, so do the reductions. So many dumb sins, what we deem inconvenient, are placed in the oven, then burned in agreement. But what's learned through appeasement is that truth can be skewed. Who the fool calls a heathen, the rest of us will say, dude, go get some brain food, then take a long nap. You'll see Hitler was used to bait their best trap. Israel. Fuck you, Netanyahu. Fuck all of your miserable craziness will stop you. Fuck you from the top view and fuck you from behind. Fuck all of that chosen bullshit. They fuck you every time.
I don't usually swear, so it's great.
How does anyone accept the premise that someone is born above them? Just because some silly sentence they wrote puts them in front then? The layers in the onion cry when sold a story? Supported by no one in a position of authority? Just like the holy glory, the facts are what disprove their boring lies of poor me and claims of such abuse. The historical proof proves 6 million lies. The census is truth, you just can't deny. And what that provides collides with the myth. About 3 million Jew lives were alive in the mix. They just didn't exist, 10 million plus strong. In Europe, the list just wasn't that long. And if all of that's wrong, what else could be? How many belong to the conspiracy? It's become clear to me, so I'm sharing with you. It's unfair to think I'm not allowed to say Jew. Fuck you, Israel. Fuck you, Netanyahu. Fuck all of your miserable craziness will stop you. Fuck you from the top view and fuck you from behind. Fuck all of that chosen bullshit. They fuck you every time.
I'd love to hear it in the
National
car.
Socialist and Zionist parties focus their focus, and out came the Nazis, hoping the hardy boys would obey. They rewrote the starting, bedazzled the play. The cattle's dismay is the least of concerns. The burgers get made and the beast never learn. The reason we earn a check-to-check life, it keeps us in turn. Accepting the strife is part of the knife, the double-edged sword that comes when you wipe with sandpaper. Sure, down to the core, you'll probably be clean, but in the end, you'll be sore you believe such a thing. Their Bolshevik dream seems a reality, and your bullshit screams mean you must be mad at me. But I ask you, quite passionately, who has the control when United States taxes feed Israel's hole? Fuck you, Israel. Fuck you, Netanyahu. Fuck all of your miserable craziness will stop you. Fuck you from the top view and fuck you from behind. Fuck all of that chosen bullshit. They fuck you every time. I hope no one thinks they're special, or that I practice showing Jews favor. I'm anti-Christian, anti-Muslim too. I'm anti any silly form of religious fakery. I just take exception to the one that thinks I was born inferior. As a brilliant poet once said, for those who remove those supremacist beliefs, your freedom includes to pass over my feast.
I love this one. Couldn't care less if you don't. I love it. And again, I think it's going to sound a hell of a lot better in the car. This phone bullshit sucks. I am going to play one more just for the gits and shiggles of it. Oh shit, this wasn't it. This was it.
If you can prove God isn't working through me, then I'll believe it's real. From my woolly hair and big bronzy feet to my hatred of Israel. If you can pass over my meal, denying my confirmation, I swear to God I will repeal my devilish condemnation. Just look at my beautiful face and tell me I'm not heaven sent. And me not believing in spaceman fits in with the firmament tent. You deny since you are hell-bent on insisting the Earth is a globe. And like giving up breathing for Lent, well, I hope this makes your head explode. Prove God's not a TBG fan. Prove it doesn't want you sharing this song. Prove that Guy Williams isn't the man that your God's using to prove you wrong. Prove the fit hitting the shan doesn't.
Oops.
If you can prove I'm not God's plan, then I'll say that's proof. What proof do you have God doesn't hate all religion? Telling you you're born bad and that you need to be forgiven by those who think circumcision keeps God from destroying the earth. Constantly caught raping children, you let them tell you your worth. But how can you be sure that your God's a big fan of Israel's psychotic work or America bombing Japan? Does your God hate Iran? And how do you know? Can you prove that God's plan's not the TBG show?
Yeah, this smells great.
Prove God's not
You don't have to like every song. I never thought anybody would like every song. I think everybody would like this song. How could you not like this song? This song's amazing. And I think in the car, Israel will sound a lot different. The phone's limitations are met. But like this song sounds so much better in the car. It just doesn't have the limitations that the other song has.
Catholics, Christians, Jews, and Scientologists. All the African nonsense you don't know exists. All the focus this system demands. Horse-sized locust with the face of a man. Can you prove that the hand of God isn't writing these lyrics?
This song was uploaded today, so he couldn't have had them all yet. It is what it is. I'm not worried about it. Israel is on the website now. Yes, ma'am, it is. It's the unreleased songs playlist. It's like most of it.
Prove it doesn't want you sharing this song. Prove that Guy Williams isn't the man that your God's using to prove you wrong. Prove the fit hitting the shan doesn't prove that your God is pissed. If you can prove I'm not your God's plan, then I'll say that's proof it exists.
So yeah, go get your free download.
Guy, son of God.
www.the-bilderberg, bilderberg-group.com. It's free to download. All we ask is that you share it with someone. When you ask, or when you hit download, it'll ask you, how much do you want to pay? You say 0, and it'll be okay. It might give you some weird-ass warning. This is unsecured. It's fine. Nobody's going to do shit with your shit. If you want to donate, we really appreciate it, but you don't have to. All we ask is to share it with someone. The links will be in the description. The next link will be Hollywoodism, the most important film in the world. Go watch it. The next link will be Israel Hayom, Bottom of Darkness, the most important article ever written. Go read it. That shit will kick you off over and over again, but read it anyway. And then there'll be a bunch more receipts below that, along with a couple of videos and lots of good stuff. So go check everything out. Have yourself a fantastic day. And you pedophiles, well, you fucking kill yourself.